day for the Halos, without a doubt. Welcome to Angels Live right here on Bally Sports. Halos in Denver, Colorado. Little thin air, mile-high action. Halos, Rockies, Colorado comes from behind to win it. Grand Slam fashion. Bottom of the eighth. Angels, costly error. They're going to bounce back. Here's what we got. Man, there has been a flurry of moves for the Halos. We're going to break down a nice interview that Erica Weston has with the newest Angel, Eduardo Escobar. You're going to love this guy and that interview. Trust me, Ohtani and Trout's greatness. Kind of redundant, isn't it? They homered in the same game for the 29th time last night. Hanging out here in Santa Monica. It's a beautiful studio, great crew. Denny Hawking, Patrick O'Neill. Great to see you once again, pal. How are you?
Great to be back in studio with you, brother.
What a beautiful day in Southern California, but it's great to be inside. You know, for the Halos, they've lost 3 in a row. 0 for 15 with runners in scoring position during this stretch. Phil and Evan talking about it. They have got to add on when they get the opportunity. Overall, what are you seeing with the offense?
Just a little bit of lack of execution, and it doesn't always have to be a hit. You can have a productive team, plate appearance, a PTPA. It's one of the things that when I was working for the minor leagues with the Angels that we really tracked. So you're trying to move runners, take good at-bats. When you get that guy at third base, hit a ground ball to the middle guys, take your RBIs. I think that's what they need, a little bit more execution here to get rid of this 3-game skid.
Yeah, the 2 solo home runs, that not enough. And it was a grand slam that was big for the Rockies and Diaz. We have so many transactions to get to. Now, Eduardo Escobar, he is in an Angels uniform. He will be in the lineup. But David Fletcher has been called up, and he is at short today. I know the fans have been clamoring for Fletch. He is here. Jared Walsh, a bit of a surprise, right? Option to AAA, but you see the numbers, 119, 28 games. So hopefully Jared will get right. AAA Stefanik is optioned as well. And this is all right. This is spiraling with Gio Urshela, out for the year. Okay, Escobar and Fletcher. First off, Escobar, we talked about it last night. What he adds to this team?
I just think he's going to come in and add some leadership. I think he's going to come in and add stability. And I think he's going to come in and fill the shoes of Gio Urshela and what he was doing so far this season.
Now, David Fletcher back. Your thoughts on that?
Dependable defender, trustworthy guy. He's going to go up there and put the bat on the ball, and I think it gives Nevin an option to be able to bunt, hit and run, things like that, to create a little bit more small ball into this offense.
He will definitely catch the baseball and was hitting very well at AAA, hitting like 382. Let's show you the lineup. We wanted to bring it in a little bit earlier in the show because Hunter Renfroe is at first base. Only his 2nd career start in the bigs at first, 4th career game. You see that we have Mickey Moniak is in right. By the end of this game, Fletcher in there as well, Escobar also. But this could look completely different at the end of the game.
It's great looking at this lineup. There was a conversation held either last night or today with all the coaches going, okay, if we get the lead, it's, what is it, Moniak bench, Renfroe right, Drury first, Fletch second, Velasquez in, cross the T's, dot the I's, everybody's in a new position, bring in Estevez for his 20th save.
There you go.
That's the perfect remedy.
I think so. I hope it plays out. If it does, let's just bring that back, can we? All right, so Shohei hits his 25th home run. Trout follows it up. Wasn't enough, but still, how great are these guys? He has 25 home runs in 77 games, matches what he did when he won the MVP. Is he going to hit 50 this year?
Why would you bet against it?
I wouldn't.
You certainly wouldn't. But here's the thing. Shohei Ohtani is an absolute cheat code right now. Gamers, right? So he is an absolute cheat code. And here's the crazy thing for me. He is Bo Jackson of Tecmo Bowl back in the day. He's finding so many barrels, and the reaction by Freeland here after he hits this ball is like, how do you swing at that pitch? Like, when you can make pitchers look back at the catcher and say, like, was that ball down? Catchers are like, oh, yeah, sure it was.
To me, the little smiles on those kids' faces as Ohtani was going back to the dugout in Denver, that's awesome. And then Trout does not miss. So that is the 9th time in their careers they've gone back-to-back legit, and also 29th time that they have homered in the same game. That's 2nd most in Angels franchise history. Trout is 1st, but this is cool. Also 29th time, which is one better than Stanton and Judge, so active leaders.
Well, the interesting thing for me about last night, it's the first time that they have lost this season when they've both homered in the same game. So it took a special effort, something different to happen yesterday for the Angels to lose last night.
Look at that. Good nugget right there. Somebody did their homework. Just in case Jared's watching. You got powerful pairs, most homer in a game by a duo. There it is. Trout and Ohtani, one better than Angels Hall of Famers Tim Salmon and Garrett Anderson.
I mean, keep it rolling, right?
Yeah.
When you pass two legends like Tim Salmon and GA, you know, and then you're looking in the future of Albert Pujols and Mike Trout, go catch them. Continue to get 4 or 5 at-bats on the daily. Get after it, find some barrels, hit some souvenirs to the outfield.
Now, I mentioned this last night. I'm going to say, and I think it's worth repeating, that the Trout-Ohtani number at 29, they will pass Trout and Pujols next season together in about 150 games.
I think they should do it, you know, like, let's say next year's All-Star game when they're both there after being there again this year.
Both in Angels uniforms, absolutely. All right, so Patrick Sandoval, he pitched well. He went 5+, couldn't get an out in that 6th inning. And pitching in Coors Field is different, right? And this is what he had to say after the game last night.
One inning, stuff's not moving the way you want it to. The next inning it is, and it's just constant battle back and forth every inning, kind of fighting stuff. But definitely a tough part to pitch in. Ball flies, and then there's big gaps in there, so it's tough.
Fascinated to hear that. Pretty much exactly what you said yesterday.
And when you see what he did yesterday, this is a straight ambush, right? You don't expect a guy to swing at the first pitch. Okay, not a big deal. He puts it behind him, but when he was not executing in the first 2 innings, right here, a ball middle away, he was giving up damage. He did a really good job of settling in, executing his pitches in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and then he gave up just a couple soft knocks. That's a soft knock. And that's what he does, though. It's, for me, last night watching him, he was who he is in the sense of he strands runners, he gives up soft contact. Just the difference last night was really bizarre. He's a ground ball pitcher. He only got 3 ground ball outs last night, so a lot of stuff in the air. 9 outs recorded in the air was a little different.
Okay, once again, doing his homework. Well done there, Denny Hockey. He made a great pitch to get out of the 5th inning, but Sandoval had to say, different pitching in the thin air at Coors Field. And there you see in that 6th inning, a couple of singles, knocks him out of the game. And man, we got a long rip of this.
This was the tough one right here. It's a well-executed pitch. Guy gets beat on the pitch, just stays inside the ball and paints a line. That's the one that'll get you shaking your head.
Yeah.
Now you have to leave the game. Now you surrender to the bullpen. I thought Webb did a good job last night of minimizing damage, but as a starting pitcher, you walk off going, man, I made some really good pitches, and it just didn't work out.
We're not even in the thin air of Colorado, but we're winded by just handling that Sandoval package. What about Griffin Canning? All right, this is important for Griffin Canning right now, coming off of a loss, and he really has been pitching great. He keeps improving, I think.
Well, I think he can be in the conversation for the 2nd best pitcher in this organization right now at the major league level. He continues to go out there and pitch really well every time he takes the ball. Here's the interesting nugget for me, right? So 2 starts ago against Seattle, right-handers were 5 for 10 against him. He corrected that his last start out in Kansas City. Right-handers were 1 for 13. And then he's always dominated the left-handers. They're 3 for 19. So I think it's just be who you are again. Have great command with your off-speed stuff against those righties. You're going to limit the damage against those lefties. Get the boys in the dugout, hang some zeros, and go out and get a W.
How's he going to be, sorry, Denny, how's he going to be able to spin the baseball in the thin air?
That's going to be the interesting thing, because you just heard Patrick Sandoval talking about one inning the ball is moving one way, the next inning the ball is moving a different way. You can't simulate that in the bullpen. It's got to be done on the live mound, on the field. So he's going to have to be able to constantly pay attention and be present when he's out there.
I mean, look at the last 5 starts, the sub-1 whip, the opponent batting average. Those are fantastic numbers. So Griffin Canning needs to keep it going. What type of arsenal, pitch mix are you looking for from Griffin Canning?
You know, for me, the changeup has been exceptional for him this year, using it at a 22.7 clip. But he's getting such good whiff from it. You know, you look at the curveball, a lot of whiff. The slider, a lot. He gets swing and miss. And a lot of his strikeouts are coming just out of the zone. So he has the knack to be able to throw the pitch and be able to have it strike out of hand. And when it gets to the zone, it's just a ball. And he gets a lot of chase doing that.
All right, speaking of Chase Anderson on the bump for the the Rockies going against Griffin Canning. Momentum starts with the next day's starting pitcher. That's Canning here tonight. Well, not here. We're in Santa Monica. Have I mentioned how beautiful it is? It's pretty nice in Denver also. It'll be better if the Angels get out of town with a couple of wins in a row and win the series. But they got to win this one tonight. When we come back, Erica Weston with the newest Angel, Eduardo Escobar, the veteran. You're going to love him. And it was a weird night last night. We're going to get rid of the desk, going to the BAM. Stay there.
The power goes beyond the field.
What an exciting time.
Stand up.
Together.
MLB Big Inning brings you the biggest plays of the night, live as they happen. Don't miss the ultimate baseball highlight reel. It's nonstop action on MLB Big Inning, every night on MLB.tv.
See it.
He struck him out. It's out of here.
Feel it.
I can't wait for this game to start. He took a home run away.
Live it.
That is as good as it gets.
The big plays.
The beauty of sports is when the hero comes through.
The tense moments.
We have an update we must show you.
With live look-ins, highlights, and breakdowns.
That might be what it takes to win.
MLB Tonight on MLB Network.
Show as the Halos get ready to take on the Rockies. Eduardo Escobar. He's got some legit pop in his bat. He's in the lineup here tonight. That one's gone 100%. Look at Ash. Mike Ashman, just some cookies right there. No doubt. He is awesome. Okay, here's veteran help has arrived. Perry Manassian acquiring Eduardo Escobar for a couple of minor league arms yesterday. 32 triples since 2017, fourth in baseball. Last 25 games, he's on a heater without a doubt. You see the numbers in 40 games, not great, but he's in his 13th season. He was an all-star in 2021, and he's hit 161 dingers in Major League Baseball. And our Erica Weston had a chance to catch up with the newest Halo, Eduardo Escobar.
First off, welcome. What have the last 24 hours been like after you got the news of the trade?
Primero que nada, bienvenido. ¿Y cómo han sido las 24 horas después del cambio?
Really good, so thank you so much for being here. I'm so happy to be here. So yeah, yesterday I was in the game in Philadelphia. I think come in the first, second inning, but come in and trade to here, so I take a car to New York and pack a lot of stuff over there, say bye to my family, and fly this morning to here.
We know what kind of teammate you have been. That's pretty well documented. What do you want Angels fans to know about what kind of player you are and what you're going to bring to the team?
For me, always my mother teach me, be happy. Always for me, when I wake up in the morning, open my eyes, I think God give me opportunity to me do it what I love in my life. For me, baseball in my life, I'll be the best teammate. And I always do it in my career. The best, bringing my best energy to the team, to my teammate, to everybody, because baseball is really hard, but when you enjoy and you respect the game, you come in here working so hard, happy every day, they always for me, always be happy, and it's the most important for me in my career, so I'll be the best teammate. So now I'm still a little nervous right here, but my first day here, but something really good is coming, I say, I'm coming from my best energy here, help the team win, whatever the manager need me, I'll be ready 100%, and I'm doing my best in the field,
How excited are you to take the field with Mike and Shohei?
I think it's one of the dream for players, whether you be around the best players, it's unbelievable. I be around a lot of players, but But now with Trout and Ohtani, it's different level, you know. But I don't want to respect the other player and play before we can play with Lindor, for Alonso, with these all the people really good, you know. Joe Mauer, Torrey Hunter, those people really good, you know. But when you play with this guy now, for me, it's unbelievable. So I know now I'm so happy because I don't face Ohtani anymore. Now I'm so happy because I don't want to take my Trout ground ball, but I'm so happy to be here. So I thank you, Gabby, this opportunity. For Angel, thank you for this opportunity to bring it to me, and I'm bringing the best energy every single day here.
Absolutely. I'm already a legit fan of Eduardo Escobar. I mean, just everything he had to say, he brings positivity to the clubhouse, and he is a great player on the field. He seems like a leader. I want to play with this guy.
You know, you just see who he is right there, and he's a special individual coming to be another addition to this clubhouse. And Perry's done a great job. All the acquisitions that he made in the offseason were guys with postseason experience. Escobar is another one of those kinds of players. You see his joy for the game. You see his love for life, being able to be around new teammates. He's going to bring some incredible energy and execution. He's going to bring some life, a little bit more life into this team.
And also you put a veteran in there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this game is very hard. We talked about it and how it will crush you. You need somebody that's been through all the highs and all the lows, and he's done that.
And you look at yesterday's loss, right? So yesterday's loss was a tough loss. You go back to the Kansas City loss last Saturday, tough loss also. They bounced back there. When you get a fresh face in, you know, guys are welcoming. They see it and they're going, yeah, okay, we can, you know, they forget about that loss. They're able to turn the page, and that's how you get over a tough loss, being able to turn the page quickly. The addition of Escobar being in the locker room today, the addition of also Fletcher being in there, gets a different look. Now they're able to turn the page and go get a W tonight.
That's right. David Fletcher is back, Angels fans, if you're just tuning in. But let's talk about the bullpen. Matt Moore threw a simulated game today. The report was that he felt okay, but still not ready to be activated on Monday. That's the report. Saw a tweet from Rhett Bollinger, MLB.com. But at least he's up on the bump and he's throwing a sim game. Your thoughts?
You know, you got to get him out there facing guys, and it's interesting. I wonder why he's not ready, but you see him talking to trainers right here. Maybe it's a little bit of tweak, but I like to be cautious. He's done a really good job. He's been very trustworthy for them. That little oblique may have hit a little tweak. I'm just speculating here, but he's a guy that they are going to need healthy in the bullpen to get where they want to get.
You need, but what wins championships, right? It's, you point to the bullpen 100%. That's why the Angels won it 21 years ago, 21, back in 2002. All right, so we're going to get rid of this desk. It's a beauty, but we're going to go to the BAM, and you're going to break down Chad Wallach being rung up on a timer violation, and also the bat boy being sent left, right, and center to find the PitchCom device. I think Phil Nevin was in on this, and the reaction, priceless.
If you love baseball, you need to watch Baseball's Show of Record, MLB Tonight.
We've got a bunch of games kicking off.
Who gets you ready to start the evening? These guys.
With Harold Reynolds, I'm Adnan Burke. Good to have you with us.
Join Harold and Adnan for a first look at the night's matchups.
Shohei Ohtani. We're going to talk about this guy forever.
First take from the players.
Oh, thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks for having me.
And the first of many breakdowns.
Let's put this in perspective.
Then, as your game night continues, stay tuned for the ultimate late-night baseball party. With live look-ins to the night's biggest moments.
MLB Tonight takes you live inside the park.
The best interviews.
I've never asked a player, you need a blanket? It is kind of cold out there.
And cutting-edge analysis from TV's best former players fresh off the field.
Get your hands up.
There's nothing quite like MLB Tonight.
That is awesome.
This one takes the cake. This is going to be a big deal tonight.
Exactly. You can't top that.
MLB Tonight, every night on MLB Network.
It's like that. Got him, it stays fair. Everybody feel it, come around with the rhythm, it's a sound. Everybody get down when we give it to you. It's like that.
time for some Angels baseball on a Saturday night in Denver, Colorado, Coors Field. And the Angels looking to bounce back after a tough loss last night. They had a 4-2 lead, and they end up coughing it up. Here's Denny Hawking. I'm Patrick O'Neill, and we got a home plate right here in our Bally Sports studios. Denny, this is fun. It's great to get off our feet, just stretch it out a little bit. Be an athlete right now. Hey, Chad Wallach, timer violation. We're going to take it through it. And also, who's to blame right here? Edwin Moscoso, home plate umpire, Chad Wallach, both. What do you see? How can this not happen again?
I think it's both guys, and Phil did a great job of talking about it in the postgame last night. I think all parties involved have to be a little bit more attentive. But I can't wait to show you this clip, right? Because there's so much to digest, all right? Okay, so let's run this clip.
Here we go. We got the BAM.
So you'll see him. There's an 0-1 count on him. And he winds up taking the second 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Right now, freeze it right there. Okay, so you see him go right there. He's frustrated. He's like, man, what's going on with this bat? Is there a hole in it? How am I missing 97 right down the middle? So he's kind of going through, am I on time? Am I dropping my barrel? Am I late? What's going on? So as he's doing that, he just kind of looks away and just says, timeout. Well, the umpire may be looking in the dugout to show balls right here. I need 3 baseballs or whatever. So you see him, and he's like, all right, so he's trying to collect himself right here. What do I got to do? I got to get on time. I got to be short to the baseball. I may be dragging my barrel a little bit.
Timer violation. You're out.
No.
I called timeout.
I think I called timeout. I looked right. I didn't look at you, but I called timeout. And this is where that catcher-umpire relationship is critical, because he's got to go out there the next inning. Phil's like, yo, that's my catcher, that's my guy, you got to protect him, and, what happened? And as he's getting this explanation, he's like, come on, man, you got to take care. Tom Kelly always used to say catchers should get the benefit of the doubt. They spend all game sitting back here blocking balls, keeping balls off umpires, right? That's where he should get the benefit of the doubt.
Another look. Watch him. I called timeout. No, I said timeout.
And obviously, he's really frustrated right here. Now he's transitioning into, how do I go back and still have the catcher-umpire professional relationship with him back here? Yep. How am I going to be able to steal a pitch and help our 8th inning guys get to the 9th inning? That's what he's going through right there. But I think at the end of the day, there's some frustration that builds in where he swings and misses at 2 good pitches to hit. I think that's where you have to be a little bit more deliberate. I always talk about these are coaching moments, right?
Sure.
At some point, Phil or Marcus Timms, somebody's got to get in the clubhouse and say, hey, guys, don't forget, when you call timeout, make sure you get the attention of the umpire, be a little bit more precise in where we're going with our direction.
And that was in the top of the 8th. It was a big play. Hope this doesn't happen in big games down the stretch or in a playoff game. It should be 20 seconds, my opinion. All right. Let's take a look at what happened in the 4th inning. Mike Trout misplaced his pitch comm, so you're going to send the bat boy out there. And to me, the best part of all of this is Phil Nevin directing this poor young man to go left, right, center. They're in on it. And then the reaction of the bench and Shohei Ohtani was the best.
So this is what happens, right? Little things that happen inside the games where you're not able to be in the dugout. Shohei was having an absolute ball last night. And I think when you look at Phil kind of directing him like, no, it's over here, that's what he's talking about. That's what the guys in the dugout are laughing about. And it's funny. He could be like, hey, I think, no, let's go out there and look for the left-handed curveball. So he's like, he asked Doyle in center, hey, do you know where the left-handed curveballs are? He's in. He's like, maybe it's over there. Trout's like, I know I caught a fly ball over there, but how about the bat boy? But it's good, it's all fun and games. Shohei loved it. And the best part for me about that whole clip is seeing how just genuine Shohei is.
That's right.
Just loving it. And that right there is why I think Escobar is going to fit in great with this team.
Fantastic.
Be happy.
Big league swing. Can I just see it? Just give me a cut. Let me just see a beauty right here.
It was more like...
crowd. It's gone. It's gone. Love it. Denny Hawking breaking it down. This is a lot of fun. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more Angels Live, getting you set. We're going to show you that lineup once again. Fletch is back. Escobar is here. Hunter Renfroe at first base. What's going on? How do the Angels get a W here tonight and then win the series tomorrow? Find out next.
Only at Vanguard.
Baseball's biggest moments are live on MLB Big Inning. MLB.tv's nightly show takes you from game to game for all the grand slams, no-hitters, walk-offs, and more as they happen.
Wow, he can do it all!
Don't miss the ultimate baseball highlight reel.
This is some kind of awesome.
After your game ends, the action's just heating up on MLB Big Inning. Every night on MLB.tv.
The power of baseball goes beyond the field.
What an exciting time.
Stand up,
Together.
Hey kids, join MLB Network and your favorite players for a show made just for you. Play ball. It's all the big moments, bat flips, and amazing plays from an exciting week of baseball and tips to up your game on MLB Network.
The next generation of baseball has arrived.
And I am here for it.
Keep an eye on the new faces of baseball on Off Base, the modern baseball show for the modern baseball fan.
It's all about things you haven't seen before.
Only on MLB Network.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Let's take a look. You got Trout and Griffin. Those guys were drafted back-to-back. Trout, career at Coors Field, 419, 4 bombs. Last time at Coors before last night. You got to go back to 2020. Of course, he was in the All-Star game. Now, what do you think Griffin is telling those guys right there? All right, take a look at the Angels batting order. Take me to that. That's a conversation for another day, okay, Denny? Take me through this one more time.
I think what you're looking at is you've got stability down here in Escobar, right? This guy used to hit leadoff every once in a while. He's got a spark, guy that can handle the bat, use all these guys to flip the lineup and get to the Trotani tonight.
What's the key to victory in your opinion?
Execute. Take good at bats. I think at the end of the day, you know, the game's simple, right? Throw strikes, pound the zone, getting good counts offensively, find barrels, execution tonight.
All right, listen, thanks so much for watching our Angels Live pregame show. We're here all night. Why? Because it's awesome. Look at this studio. Hanging out, watching baseball with Denny Hawking. Got a great gig. We'll take a break, come back. Matty V, Gooby, and Erica from Denver next.
At Domino's, we are obsessed with delivery.
I'ma do what? That's on me.
Watch games and coverage all day, every day, your way on MLB Network. MLB Tonight, the ultimate late-night baseball party. See the night's biggest moments, the best interviews.
We all love DJ Dan.
And cutting-edge analysis from TV's best.
This one takes the cake.
That is awesome.
MLB Tonight, late nights on MLB Network.
It's like that.
Got him, it stays fair.
Everybody feel it, come around with the rhythm, it's a sound. Everybody get down when we bring it to you. It's like that.
Sunday, on the next episode of MLB's Carded. Join Greg Amsinger for a look at all things cardboard, from vintage to modern. We've got it covered. MLB's Carded, Sunday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network.
The heart of L.A., Valley Sports West. The heart of the fan.
Perfect weather in the Rocky Mountain State. Welcome to Angels baseball tonight from Coors Field, Game 2 of this 3-game weekend series. It's your Los Angeles Angels and the host Colorado Rockies. Tonight's game presented by Jack in the Box. A widely attended affair yesterday. Same thing expected on this Saturday night in Denver with Mark Gubazon, Erica Weston, Matt Vasgersian. The Rockies stole the opener yesterday, the bottom of the 8th inning grand slam, flipping the scoreboard. Yesterday's game for the Angels, however, did not come without some highlights. Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani going back-to-back, homering in the same game for the 7th time this year. It's their first loss when they homer in the same game. They put on quite a show yesterday,
yeah, man,
however.
Anytime those guys are back-to-back in the lineup, you always expect some type of magic. For the 29th time in their career, they've homered in the same game. Shohei Ohtani, a changeup in off the plate. I still have no idea how he hit that baseball. 434 feet on a changeup out of the zone. 9th time they've gone back-to-back this season. I mean, they've been incredible as far as crushing the ball. And then Mike Trout, a changeup himself. He stayed back on it in the dead center field. That went 434 too. So both of them showing that power, both going 434 feet. Kabuto time. Take a look at our StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud. The swing path to be able to get to those changeups. Shohei obviously a little bit different in off the plate, still brings his hands through. Trout keeps his hands through the baseball out over the plate to go to dead center field. So impressive power by the two most dynamic duo in baseball.
Mike and Shohei trying to do damage again tonight, and they have a very different looking supporting cast around them this evening as well. When we come back, Patrick O'Neill and Denny Hawking on the new look infield and the revised Angels lineup for this Saturday night in Denver. That's coming up next.
MLB Tonight, the ultimate late-night baseball party. See the night's biggest moments, the best interviews.
We all love DJ Dan.
And cutting-edge analysis from TV's best.
This one takes the cake.
That is awesome.
MLB Tonight, late nights on MLB Network. MLB Tonight, the ultimate late-night baseball party.
Oh, man.
With live look-ins to the night's biggest moments.
How hot was that?
That's money.
What?
The best interviews.
I've never asked a player, do you need a blanket? It is kind of cold out there.
And cutting-edge analysis from TV's best former players fresh off the field.
Get your hands up.
There's nothing quite like MLB Tonight.
This is going to be a big deal tonight. This one takes the cake.
That is awesome.
MLB Tonight, late nights on MLB Network.
The power of baseball goes beyond the field.
What an exciting time.
Together.
MLB Tonight has all the bases covered, with live look-ins, highlights, and breakdowns.
MLB Tonight takes you live inside the park.
Every night on MLB Network.
the Bally Sports Studios in Santa Monica, California with Denny Hawking, Patrick O'Neill. I wish we had one of those bands. We'll do that next time for sure. A lot of transactions to get to. You heard Matty V talking about it as he went to break. So Eduardo Escobar is here. David Fletcher is here as well. Jared Walsh, Michael Stefanik, both optioned back to AAA. Wish them the very best. So Eduardo Escobar, he is a very good player. We heard the interview and pregame show. In his 13th season, he was a Twin. You played 13 years. You were a Twin. Those are the comparisons. We'll stop right there.
Yes, please do.
Tell me about what Escobar adds to this team.
Just excitement, energy. You come up a tough loss yesterday. I think it's a new face, energized guys, be able to even the series today. He's going to bring a lot of versatility to this ball club.
All right, so welcome Eduardo Escobar. And I know fans have been clamoring for David Fletcher, who was absolutely, crushing it at AAA with Salt Lake. What do you think about him being back?
Interesting thing about Fletcher right now is where they are, Denver, Colorado, Mile High City. So I think he has played so many games in Salt Lake this year. His lungs are more prepared than anybody else on this team. How about a triple tonight for David Fletcher?
All right, well, that would be awesome. I think a win is exactly what is needed. Key to victory.
Bases loaded triple. How about that? Okay. No, I think it just comes down to having better at-bats with runners in scoring position today.
What he just did, those high kicks, neither one of us can do it. But if anybody had a chance, it's that man. Back to Denver with Matty V, Gooby, and Erica next.
We love going to games, but good seats get pricey. So we use Game Time. Game Time checks ticket prices in real time and finds you all the best last-minute deals. We got our seats 20 minutes ago for 60% off. Last-minute tickets at the best price in seconds. Download Game Time now.
Welcome to the Aura Sleep Lab. You need a bit more deep sleep. Getting enough high-quality sleep increases immunity. Why? Because sleep helps fend off sickness. A good night's sleep boosts your number of infection-fighting antibodies and cells. And with your Aura Ring, you can learn how to sleep deep and keep your immunity up. It's like having a sleep lab on your finger. Go to sleep with auraring.com.
Let's talk about sex. As you get a little older, things tend to work a little differently.
I felt shame, embarrassment, guilt.
Like something had been knocked out from underneath me. What HIMS does is says, hey, look, don't worry about it. We got this part covered. 100% online.
The whole process was very discreet.
It made me feel like I'm a rock star.
This product has changed my life.
When it kicked in, I said, yeah, I'm back. I remember this feeling.
Get started today at 4hims.com.
OC Healthcare Agency. Build your healthiest self at angels.ocnavigator.org. And by your Southern California Cadillac dealers. What another beautiful day it is here in the Mountain Time Zone. Welcome back to Denver. Welcome to Coors Field, home of the Rockies since 1995. Hard to believe this is one of the oldest ballparks in the National League, but in fact that is the case. As we take a look at the Angels starting lineup tonight, Phil Nevin and the Angels trying to even up the series after the disappointing come-from-ahead loss, we'll call it, of the series opener yesterday. Angels lineup brought to you by Irvine Auto Center, and it looks a lot different tonight, especially in the back half. Yes, Ohtani and Trout 2 and 3 as per usual, adding to the Angels' league-leading road home run total this month, 21 of them, more than any other team in the game. After Theis and Renfroe, welcome Eduardo Escobar. Mickey Moniak back in the lineup tonight. And David Fletcher back with the big league team batting number 9 at shortstop. Very much a different look for the Halos tonight.
Yeah, I like this lineup right now. If you're a pitcher going against this lineup, there's a lot of depth in there, especially when you think of Fletcher at the bottom part of the lineup. He is going to make contact. Escobar has been a very good player wherever he has played. So there's some depth back in the lineup here. Hopefully some runs scored early and to keep adding on.
One of the Angels' biggest shortcomings yesterday was the inability to add on after the 2 homers that gave the Angels the 4-2 lead in the 5th. Back-to-back singles, and they had first and second with nobody out. Recorded 3 outs, and that added up to an 0 for 8 night with runners in scoring position. Didn't think that would come back to haunt them, but in fact it did. So a different looking Angels lineup. A veteran leader who is shipped over from the Mets in the switch hitter Eduardo Escobar, and Erica Weston had a chance to visit with him today.
He is just so excited to be here, and everybody has talked about what a good teammate he is, and you can already see the impact of that. Phil Nevin, speaking about Escobar before the game today, said he got a lot of texts saying this is one of my top 5 guys I've ever been around, from the personality to what he'll bring to the room, what they feel gives a jolt to the room. That's what Phil Nevin said. It gives everybody that sense of, okay, we're a playoff team. So everybody's getting a chance to get familiar with him, but we know he's a great teammate and he's already fitting in quite well.
Yeah, and Erica, let's face it, with the infield depth being challenged as it is with the injuries, Rendon, Neto, most notably, Eduardo Escobar and his versatility will be an immediate quick fit.
Yeah, that's the thing. He can play a number of different positions and play well defensively, but he's in here to swing the bat, and he's going to do some damage swinging the bat.
So the Angels getting ready for a different assignment today after the left-hander Kyle Freeland yesterday. 35-year-old veteran right-hander Chase Anderson tonight. He's made 7 starts as a Rocky since arriving as a waiver claim in mid-May. And curiously, he's pitched much better at Coors Field in his brief Rockies tenure than he has on the road.
Yeah, 2.57 at home so far. My go-tos to change that around today and score some runs again, especially early in this game, is attack his fastball. When you look at numbers versus fastball, 322 with 4 home runs allowed in middle of the field versus his changeup. It's a pretty good pitch for him, so you got to get in the mindset of not trying to pull his changeup middle of the field.
Fastball's been hit hard in his last 3 starts, a hard hit rate of 42% on that heater in his last 3 assignments.
And the defense behind Anderson today, you got Grichuk out in left field, 3 outfield assists. This is 9 start out in left field this season, 2 outfield assists for him. You got Doyle, Jones in the outfield, McCann, Tovar, and you got Castro, Montero, and Diaz, the hero last night behind the plate, catching Anderson. But Grichuk, you've seen him many years, especially he played a really solid center field over a season in his career. Former Angel draft pick, same draft pick as Mike Trout.
Halos looking to even up this series with the rubber match. Hopefully a rubber match on tap tomorrow. We'll be with you tomorrow a little early on Bally Sports from Denver. And then the road trip wraps the Denver portion. And the Angels won't be coming back here again for a couple of years, which, depending on who you talk to, pitcher or hitter, could be a curse or a blessing.
Oh, well, we love it here, though. We love where we're staying. This is a beautiful ballpark.
Great crowds this weekend. Yesterday, big crowd, same anticipated tonight. And a start time that's a little later than advertised, but Chase Anderson is ready to go as Taylor Ward digs in, and we're underway at Coors Field. Taylor had a couple of hits in the loss yesterday, 2 for 5 to start the series. Ohtani and Trout follow as per usual, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike from Chase Anderson.
So far, 2 4-seam fastball, 93-1, just barely off the outside corner, that at the top of the zone. 91-96, consistent with his fastball.
We talked about how the fastball's been hit very hard for Anderson his last 3 starts, and it's translated into some short ones. Each of his last 2 have lasted fewer than 5 innings. And he's fallen behind Taylor Ward, 3 balls and a strike.
Pretty patient at bat. There was a couple pitches real close to the strike zone that Taylor Ward is not going after. When you go back to last year, even parts of this year for Ward, when he gets and sees a number of pitches, that's when he hits the ball hard.
And there's ball 4. Walk opens the ball game tonight.
A little frustrated. You can see Anderson. Those pitches were real close. A little bit off the plate, all of them, but they were very close.
The ovation for Shohei.
Let's take a look at our play sense presented by Frontier against Shohei Ohtani. See the target being set by Diaz, a changeup off the plate. And you know what? Freeland hits his target, and he is in shock that Shohei Ohtani hit that one out 434 feet.
Swinging at the first pitch here, and he sends a fly ball into the opposite corner for Grichuk. And that's the first out of the ball game.
A lot of success for Shohei on that first pitch.
Well, this was what Kyle Freeland had to say after the solo shot yesterday that came on the first pitch. That pitch that Shohei Ohtani hit is a pitch that only one human being on this planet has any business swinging at, and that's him.
His reaction was unbelievable.
You've no doubt seen the HBO After Dark version of his comments as they came out of his mouth, and he just couldn't understand how Ohtani got to that ball and hit it out. 1 out, 1 on now for Mike Trout, who followed up that homer with his 16th of the year last night.
Well, he is a unicorn, so we don't know if he is actually a human being. Shohei Ohtani hitting a home run out like that.
Nobody's ever seen him bleed. Until I see red blood, I'm not sure. Still a chance he's a, android. 2 balls to no strikes.
Some Angel fans were waving to us behind home plate.
Are you the guy that thinks every Angel fan is waving to you?
Not me. I would expect some other kind of waves at me.
Right. And Trout's got a base hit into left field. So first and second with 1 away to start the ball game.
All right, already an opportunity here with runners in scoring position for Brandon Jordan, who's been very good this season in these spots. Trout gets a cutter and gets it through the hole. He was out here extremely early today trying to get that time together. Pretty good timing on that cutter.
We talked about the Angels last night being hitless with runners in scoring position, 0 for 8. And if you want to go back to the quick series against the Dodgers at home earlier this week, they are 0 for their last 15 in the last 3 games. So it's a lineup that's due to break out with a big knock tonight. Brandon Drury, the first to try. 0-1 to Brandon, who entered play yesterday with a multiple hit line in 4 of his last 5. Yesterday settled with a 1 for 4 start to the series with a walk.
So he threw first pitch fastball in on him. He wasn't prepared for it. You wonder if he goes back in there again. Pitchers don't do that a whole lot now. Back it up with another fastball in, but he does.
Jam shot, not hit hard enough for a double play to be turned. So it's second and third now with 2 gone.
And that's the right decision as a pitcher, going back in there again after a swing like that, and he was able to get it even further in on Brandon Drury, who's been very good as far as getting base hits with runners in scoring position, unable to get the barrel out on that.
Well, the opportunity now lies with Matt Thaiss. Ward at third, Trout at second with 2 away from Matt, making his first plate appearance of the series. Chase Anderson's last start, by the way, and we talked about how each of his last 2 have been shorties. His last one was his worst since joining the Rockies. 7 earned runs on 7 hits in just 3 innings. He walked 4. And it's 1-1 to Matt Thaiss.
So quite a few cutters already today. Coming into the game about 25% cutter usage, 41% fastball, 2-seam, 4-seam. It's 2 changeups already Thaiss has seen in this at bat. First pitch changeup, cutter in, changeup away.
2 balls and a strike to Matt. Hunter Renfroe waiting on deck. Halos trying to get on the board first tonight. Anderson's 2-1 home. And Thaiss bounces it up the first base line for Montero. 2 left stranded in the visitors' half of the first.
If sports fans built a streaming service,
movies and shows, live TV, more local sports. This is your big 3 that crushes cable.
Andy changed the batteries on all 3 smoke detectors.
To get your best night's sleep, you need to sleep in something extraordinary. Woven with a silky softness unlike any other. From organic threads that are slow spun and finished in flame. Made from an ingredient so rare, less than 1% of the world's cotton meets our quality. It's the most extraordinary fabric ever made. Only from Boll and Branch.
Of the year. He's been really great over his last 5, undefeated in that stretch. Very different feeling assignment for him here in altitude tonight, as he'll go to work against a Rockies lineup that has one of the highest swing rates in the sport. Only the Chicago White Sox swing more than the Rockies do. And here's how Bud Black aligns Colorado in game 2 of the series. Profar, Tovar, and McMahon off the bat. McMahon and Jones, the 2 biggest left-handed bats on the roster, went a combined 0 for 9 yesterday. Harold Castro starts tonight after getting a night off yesterday against the lefty, and we are underway in Denver.
That's a shocker. He's swinging at the first pitch. And my go-tos for Griffin Canning to have a good game and continue this trend he's at right now, throwing the ball exceptionally well, is you got to make sure to ride that fastball above the belt. He's got some good velocity up to 97 miles per hour, especially the upper part of the strike zone, and then stay on top of his slider. A pretty good whiff rate on it, 33.6% with 24 strikeouts with his slider.
We're going to show you the foul ball on the first pitch of the night from Canning that Profar fouled off his foot.
Ooh, that's above. Yeah, just below, right at the knee, above the, the protection he has.
And he took a trainer's visit. He's going to stick it out and try to get back in there on 0-1. Gooby mentioned how aggressive he was last night. He had 5 at-bats, and in 3 of them he swung at the first pitch, including a first pitch homer that opened the home first. Oh man, Canning came back in there again. Oh, goodness gracious.
This time he hit him on the foot. You almost had to come back in there.
Oh, boy. And, Griffin's not trying to do anything unethical there. He was quick to come off the mound and apologize.
And you knew he was going back in. This one gets him on the top of the foot. So at the knee and the top of the foot.
Contact sport. And Profar is on board the tough way.
He's not running as much as he used to, but if you remember back in the day when you hit Ricky Henderson, it was an automatic he was stealing second and third against you.
Second
automatic.
And third.
Yes.
Today is the anniversary of Ricky's major league debut, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Stole the base in his first ever game. Hunter Renfroe and Jurickson Profar were teammates in San Diego. They enjoy a moment.
How about only your second career start at first base, and you're dealing with that sun right there.
Oh man, we talked about it yesterday, and you can see the glare in Hunter's face. Man on now for Ezequiel Tovar, who was 2 for 5 with an RBI yesterday. His hits came in the 8th and 9th innings yesterday. Yeah, 7th and 8th innings, I beg your pardon, yesterday. Part of the late comeback by the Rockies. Late on 95, and it's 1-1. I'm going to be curious tonight, and I know we have some information on his repertoire and what Griffin has done in his first 11 starts, but be curious tonight if it changes at all because of the conditions.
Because his changeup's been really, really good, and he's been throwing a lot to right-handed batters. I wonder if he goes away from that a little bit today. Does he go ride the fastball more?
Canning's off-speed usage this year is higher than any other starter in the game. That's a rocket for the second baseman Drury, who had the presence of mind after knocking it down to at least get the out at second base. David Fletcher's relay was not in time to double up Tovar. I think Brandon was surprised that he made that play and that it landed in his glove. That was a hot shot.
And then they were waiting. It's Tovar is going to be going to first base because he walked off the field there. There's still a couple guys on base there. Ideally, you'd love to be able to keep Profar at first base.
He is not walking well. Instead, it's going to be Tovar that's the runner.
Because it ends up being a force out at second base. I mean, he's got to be in a lot of pain there, especially the foul ball off just at the knee area, then a slider on the top of the foot.
1 out, 1 on for Ryan McMahon, who was curiously quiet yesterday, 0 for 4 with a walk. And McMahon lays off a heater that misses up. The Rockies RBI leader, 41 driven in this year, likely on his way to Seattle in about a month as an all-star. And he takes a strike.
It's another battle of OC players here. McMahon, modern day against Griffin Canning, Santa Margarita High School. A couple powerhouses too in Orange County.
You know, timing is everything as far as when you catch an opponent. And had the Angels matched up with the Rockies when Ryan McMahon was swinging a hot bat about a week ago, they might be looking at a different kind of hitter. He had a 23-game stretch where he hit .404. That's bounced to Renfroe, to Fletcher for 1, relay back to Canning.
Wow,
they get them both.
Renfroe, a 3-6-1 double play to finish off the inning.
When the details take precedence, the rest falls perfectly into place. We strip away everything but the essential, and what we're left with are thoughtful bedrooms for modern living. Thuma.
Create amazing work with Fiverr. All you need is your team and a talented freelancer who will lend a hand and seamlessly join your team from just about anywhere. Expand your team with a Fiverr freelancer.
Welcome to the Aura Sleep Lab. You need a bit more deep sleep. Getting enough high-quality sleep increases immunity. Why? Because sleep helps fend off sickness. A good night's sleep boosts your number of infection-fighting antibodies and cells. And with your Aura Ring, you can learn how to sleep deep and keep your immunity up. It's like having a sleep lab on your finger. Go to sleep with auraring.com.
Career start at first base. I like how he gets off the base here. You know that strong throwing arm. Perfect throw. A 3-6-1 double play turn started by the Renfroe. Perfect feed. David Fletcher and the quick turn. Griffin Canning plenty of time to get back to first base on that one. And of course he gets a base hit.
How many times do you see the guy that made the great play lead off the next inning with a base hit?
Matty, I would say that's almost automatic.
Renfroe with the base hit to open things.
You know he's got a great arm with those 60-plus outfield assists, so gets another assist on that throw. It's all about the mustaches here today.
He's born to play that position. Wally Joyner, eat your heart out watching us in Provo, Utah today.
Yes,
Happy birthday, Wally.
Yes.
Here's Eduardo Escobar now. The newest Angel making his first appearance as a Halo, and he takes a strike. So Escobar joins the Angels from the Mets with a .236 average, 4 dingers, 16 driven in, but that doesn't tell the whole story. He left New York really red hot. after a sluggish start, one where he wasn't getting a lot of consistent playing time, and there's a knock in his first appearance in an Angel uniform.
What'd you say about getting hot? There it is right there. I mean, he's always been a really, really good hitter. You even go back to 2022, he had 20 home runs. Stayed on a changeup. It was upstairs, and he was able to pull that in the right field for a base hit. First hit as a Halo.
His last 25 games with the Mets, he went 20 for 60. That's a .333 batting average, 3 homers, and OPS of over 950. So swinging the bat as well as he has all year right now. First and second for Mickey Moniak.
And our Hyundai key for the game today, another legendary Colorado band, the Lumineers. Slow it down, especially with runners in scoring position. To slow it down is keep the hands get through the baseball. Don't jump out there. To slow down the hands and make good contact with the barrel of bats.
I thought the Lumineers were Irish. 0-2 the count to Moniak.
That's a good swing there.
Mickey looking for some consistent playing time. And the schedule really has not afforded that this week. Only 7 at-bats in the Angels' last 5 games. And that one hit him. That's going to load the bases here with nobody out on an 0-2 pitch.
Yeah, you're not going to try to get out of that way, especially with 2 strikes on you. Little sweeper, breaking ball. See that back foot gets him right on that toe area. Not trying to get out of the way. You don't have to get out of the way if it's out of the strike zone.
He was in no hurry to move that
No.
foot.
Hey, it's turning into a soccer game, soccer match here so far.
Moniak at first, Escobar at second, Renfroe the runner at third. All this with nobody out. Welcome back David Fletcher. And on the first pitch, an RBI single. Here's Escobar to score right behind Renfroe, and it's 2-0 Angels.
Yeah, you go back through the years, one of the most consistent hitters with runners in scoring position, David Fletcher. Because he's going to make contact, he's going to use the whole field, and Fletch lives, especially for these moments with runners in scoring position. This short, making contact, driving into. Welcome back, Fletch.
Still nobody out. 4 straight hitters have reached base safely on 3 base hits and a hit batsman. Now it's back to Taylor Ward. Well, David Fletcher left Salt Lake red hot. I mean, we talk about Escobar getting here, swinging the bat well. Say the same thing about Fletch. He was hitting .383 in Salt Lake this season. David here for just 8 games to start the year. Sent down, raked. He gets the call to come back and answers with a 2-run single.
That's the impressive thing about Fletch. He's always been such a tough competitor. He knew wasn't happy about that being sent down, but you know what? He responded by getting that swing together. It wasn't there early in the season.
2 balls and a strike to count to Taylor Ward, who walked to start the ball game. We went on the air tonight talking about how unusual it was that Chase Anderson had much better numbers at Coors Field than on the road as a Rocky. Ward bounces that one to third. McMahon to Castro, back to Montero for the double play. Moniak survives. He's at third with 2 gone.
Well, going back to Fletcher, 322 with runners in scoring position in his career. 322.
So Shohei Ohtani will have a runner aboard for a 2nd straight plate appearance. And if you need a reminder, yesterday 3 for 5 with a homer. His major league leading 25th. Changeup misses, a ball to no strikes. Ohtani trying to extend his own franchise record by earning an extra base hit in what would be his 11th straight road game. 10 and counting after the double and homer yesterday.
He just missed hitting a home run that first at bat to left.
Another changeup that misses 2 balls and a strike to Ohtani.
He's been covering changeups a lot better than the beginning part of the season. He's starting to drive changeups a long way, including the one last night.
The homer yesterday for Shohei, his 200th professional home run. That includes the 48 that he hit in Japan. And he's in a decidedly hitter's count at 3 balls and a strike. That's into the corner and just foul.
Another changeup slightly out in front of that one.
Chase Anderson has allowed at least 1 homer in each of his last 5 starts. Full count pitch home. And that's just an emergency hack to see another pitch. You know, these long at bats, and we're not at the 8 pitch mark yet, but the 8+ pitch mark is considered a long at bat. And no team has enjoyed more of those than the Angels this year. Oh, Ohtani takes a look at a called strike 3 on a 50-50 ball. However, not before David Fletcher can welcome himself back to the big league lineup. His 2-run single making it 2-0 Halos.
Hi, I'm JP Crawford, shortstop with the Seattle Mariners.
JP Crawford flexes his muscles.
I love my experience competing in the pitch, hit, and run when I was a kid. It helped me believe in my skills as a player.
The 1-2 on the way to JP.
Go show yourself what you're made of and make your way to the national finals at the World Series. Sign up for a free competition near you at pitchhitandrun.com.
It's the Modern Baseball Show for the modern baseball fan. Off Base, with interviews and coverage of baseball's hottest stars.
I've done a couple interviews in my life. This probably is the most fun I've ever been a part of.
Only on MLB Network.
Making that start at third base. 963 career fielding percentage, 133 double plays at third base. Got Fletch at short, Drury at second base. So Renfroe at first base, Tice behind the plate. Ward, Trout, and Moniak in the outfield, but it's great having Eduardo Escobar right away. Base hit, scores a run.
Elias Diaz leads things off in the Rockies half of inning number 2. 2-0 Angels. And Diaz, last night's Colorado villain, after his 8th inning grand slam, is followed by Jones and Grichuk here in the Rockies' second. Elias Diaz is up there to swing the bat, make no mistake. We talked about how the Rockies as a team have the 2nd highest swing rate in the sport. Diaz is a contributor to that number. He swings at 53% of what he sees. That's the 6th highest swing rate in the game. Let's see if Canning can make him chase and finish him off here on a 1-2 count.
Like how he tried to ride that fastball upstairs because he was anticipating. As a catcher, sometimes you're thinking along with pitchers. So you're thinking, okay, I know he's got a good slider. He's got a pretty good curveball, too. But try to ride that fastball up. A lot of times you'll get a chase, especially from a catcher.
2-2 pitch.
Now he tried a changeup. Usually gets that changeup. It goes a little bit off the inside corner and down. That got more of the plate than normal for Canning, but it's still not a bad pitch out there. Four-seam fastball upstairs.
Canning trying it again on 2-2. He does cover a lot. I would imagine guys like this are really hard to pitch to. First of all, he's got a lot of pop.
Yep.
That's one problem. Secondly, you know, he's a bad ball hitter. It doesn't need to be in the strike zone to get a swing out of this guy.
You see he's got pretty good coverage of the plate, too, both in and away. That's why you feel he would be susceptible to a high fastball.
That's not a bad place to miss.
It's a pretty good take, too.
Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And you still feel right now, this time of the night, the pitcher's a little bit of advantage because he's in the sunshine here. A little bit of shade there at home plate, the shadows.
Full count pitch. Got him.
And changeup on him. He's had a number of strikeouts with his changeup this season. It's been very, very effective. That's 15 punch-outs this season with his changeup for Canning. It's a 191 batting average and over 26% whiff percentage versus his changeup.
Well, he could not have walked that over the plate in a better spot, too.
Especially when you just miss on the outside corner with a fastball, and then you go to that spot on the outside part.
Here's the rookie right fielder, left-handed hitting Nolan Jones, who was hitless yesterday, 0 for 5.
Here's that StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. The strikeouts with his changeup and how effective it is, even in zone. It's been very, very effective because they're sitting on something else. His change has been very, very good. 15 strikeouts with his changeup with that last one to Diaz.
Gets a called strike on a change there to Jones to even the count at 1-1. And Jones has a base hit to right center. Yeah, you talk about the in-zone strikeouts on the changeup. Time for our Kia player profile, and to build on that story with Griffin Canning. Again, he throws a higher percentage of off-speed pitches than any starter in baseball. Highest changeup strike percentage, and only Chris Sale of the Red Sox, Logan Webb of the Giants get more strikes on their change than Griffin Canning.
It is pretty amazing, and the control he has on it. And a lot of times you think, and you look at this pitch he throws with his changeup, it's not a huge separation in speed between his fastballs, sinker, and four-seam fastball. And that's almost sink action as if it's a sinker. It's 90-91 on his changeup. Very, very good pitch, and he can control the zone with it.
Randall Grichuk 1 for 5 in the opener yesterday, DHing. You know, I'm curious your thought on this too, as I've heard you say many times, and as pitchers know to be true, the changeup is only as good as your fastball. And the illusion, the separation illusion, is a big part of that effectiveness. Canning's fastball has a little extra gear to it this year. He's healthy, and he's throwing it just a little bit differently. A slightly modified grip has given him a little bit more of that late hop on his heater.
Yeah, I mean, he's been touching 97. I mean, his average fastball 93-94 range. Take a look at the separation and the speeds of those pitches between his sinker. He's averaging at 94.9, four-seamer 94.6, but his changeup at 90.1. So it's not a big separation as far as the distance between those pitches, but that downward action on his changeup now. As compared to his four-seamer has that ride. You mentioned that little slightly different grip and action he's having on there. He's healthy. When you see an average fastball like that for Canning, that's impressive. Coming in this season, he was around, granted, you're going back to 2021. It's about 92, 93. So now both his sinker and four-seamer 94 plus.
Well-timed visit there from Matt Theis, as Canning, just after we get through extolling the virtues of his strike percentage on changeups, misses with 3 of them, and back to 3-0 now on Randall Grichuk. Back to work, and he fires a fastball for a strike.
And his ground ball percentage is going up this season. He's at almost 45% for his career. He's at a little over 39%. He got a ground ball double play last inning. A lot of those have been on changeups.
A swinging strike to bring the count full to 3-2. Does he throw him another changeup here?
I think it's a great pitch to throw right now.
Jones is running on 3-2, and Grichuk sends a high fly ball out to right field. Trout tracking for out number 2.
And you mentioned how many off-speed pitches, how many non-fastballs Canning will throw, and he had him out in front on that one. Slider about 89 miles per hour. So between his changeup, slider, and curveball, it was a high percentage. It's only a 33% when he throw his fastball. And it's a good fastball too. That's the thing, it's amazing.
So 2 gone with Jones at first. Now it's Harold Castro, who played off the bench yesterday, had a pinch hit single in the bottom of the 8th inning that started the rally that would lead to the grand slam and the eventual Rockies win.
Yeah, the Rockies don't run a whole lot. Jones and Doyle are the guys who will do the majority of the running here. Feels like he's going to think about trying to go. Canning's very good move to first.
Harold Castro's another guy who is up there to swing the bat. He has one of the lowest walk rates in baseball since the start of the 2021 season. 4%. And you get him into a 2-strike count, and he is going to be up there hacking. Ball and no strikes, the count to him here. Go back pick. The Angels have attempted more back picks than any team in the American League. And even if they don't work, you love the idea just to keep the base runners honest.
Yeah, especially shorten up that secondary lead just in case the pitch is in the dirt.
Two balls and no strikes, the count to Harold Castro.
It's the upper part of the zone with his changeup, and although that's not the normal spot, you'll see Canning throw his changeup upstairs.
Canning, no doubt, is aware of the fact that Castro is really reluctant to taking the walk. There's a base hit. Jones is going to wrap around to third, and the Rockies have runners at the corners with 2 away.
That changeup again, that was middle part of the plate, and he was able to line that right back through the middle. See how they just flatten out middle of the plate. He wanted to, by design, to start that towards the outside corner and fade off the corner, but stayed middle. Got away with one earlier in the sequence of the changeup up. I mentioned swinging a lot of pitches, not up there the walk. Remember my old teammate Willie Wilson said, you know what, if God wanted me to walk, he would have made me a mailman. So he was up there hacking, always about 700 plate appearances every year. Didn't walk ever.
Eliudis Montero now. You know, I'm convinced that Canning not being able to locate that changeup where he wants to consistently yet is an altitude-related animal. Yep. And yesterday, according to Patrick Sandoval, I mean, it was an inning-to-inning battle. And as well as Sandoval threw the ball yesterday, he told Matt Wise after the game, you know, when I wanted it to be upper third, I had to aim about 6 inches higher. When I wanted it down at the knees, I had to try to throw it in the dirt because the altitude's taking the ball in different places.
Yep.
Your normal mechanics aren't necessarily going to give you the same results here.
Especially with changeups, I think. And it is already in this game for Canning, even though he does have a strikeout on a changeup, a lot of his changeups have been more of the strike zone, even elevated.
2 balls and a strike to count to Montero. 3 for 4 yesterday. And it's 2-2 now.
And that's the, you know, that's another changeup. That was a better one right there. You're just not seeing quite the spin you're going to normally see from his changeup. Although changeups generally are not high as far as spin rate. It's a little bit lower so far in this game for Canning, but that was a real good one there. He has a setup for a slider in that same plane, I would think.
2-2 pitch. Yep, did he go? He did on the appeal. And Canning's able to strand a pair with a big strikeout to retire the side in the second.
I love the Boys and Girls Clubs because they help you believe that you can make it to the big leagues.
Big leagues of what? Law. Art? Construction? Baseball?
How'd you guess?
With the help of Major League Baseball, the Boys and Girls Clubs of America help kids make it to the big leagues of anything.
This is Mookie Betts. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Mookie Betts plays hard, so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network. MLB Tonight, the ultimate late-night baseball party.
Oh, man.
With live look-ins to the night's biggest moments.
How hot was that?
That's money.
What?
The best interviews.
I've never asked a player, do you need a blanket? It is kind of cold out there.
And cutting-edge analysis from TV's best former players fresh off the field.
Get your hands up.
There's nothing quite like MLB Tonight.
This is going to be a big deal tonight.
This one takes the cake.
That is awesome.
MLB Tonight. Late nights on MLB Network.
Third, famously chosen by the Angels as pick number 25 in the 2009 draft. One pick after the Halos selected Randall Grichuk out of Lamar Consolidated High School in Rosenberg, Texas. That pick came from the Mets, a compensation pick for the loss of free agent closer Francisco Rodriguez. Before the game, two guys share a moment. And Trout sends a ball to deep center field. That one is gonna go. Homers in back-to-back games for the 10-time All-Star. Number 17 for Mike Trout. 3-0 Halos.
Shared a moment, then shared a home run down to dead center field for Trout. That early work today paying off. Back-to-back games for Trout. Love to see that. He's always throughout his career been incredibly hot. In June, he's been not quite Mike Trout-like in June. Well, he has now going 451 after 434 yesterday for Trouty.
Number 367 as he continues to climb the all-time list, breaking out of the two-way tie he held with Lance Berkman. Did they go back-to-back again? Yeah, they did! Brandon Drury gets one! Ohtani and Trout yesterday. Trout and Drury tonight.
Boy, just like we said earlier today, we're liking this lineup, this depth in this lineup again for the Halos, and back-to-back. And some sky for Trout and Drury. Kabuto time. Wow, some power. They slowed it down and crushed it.
Matt Theis to right, and that one's gonna go! 3 straight homers on 3 straight pitches.
So that's a hat trick right now, isn't it? Wow, oh, Theis is nice. Back-to-back-to-back jacks. 3, yes. Matt Theis says, I'm not jumping up with the rest of those guys. I'll just go Kabuto and go in there and say, hello, fellas.
Think Hunter Renfroe's going to see a strike here? No, sir.
No chance.
Oh, man, was that fun.
Well, that'll get you attention as a pitcher. 3 pitches, 1,287 feet.
Holy cow. Well, we mentioned how Anderson had given up at least one dinger in 5 straight starts. He gives up 3 on 3 straight pitches here in the 3rd.
Usually it's the 4th inning he has struggled. Tonight it's the 3rd.
And Renfroe takes a 4-pitch walk. Let's relive it all. 3 pitches, 3 swings, 3 homers. Trout, number 17. Drury, his 13th of the year. And then Matt Theis with his 4th of the season.
Wow, you're loving to see that. This offense here tonight has got it rolling. Trout, that went at 110.5 miles per hour exit velocity, going 451. 105 exit velocity for Brandon Drury, going 437. And Matt Theis goes, you know what? I'll join in the fun. 108.5
so
on your FM dial, going 399.
You know, Chase Anderson's a 10-year veteran. He's been doing this a long time, but I would still imagine, and I'm curious your thoughts, there's got to be a little shell shock there when you give up homers on 3 straight pitches.
Yeah, that's a lot of times. I tell you, there's some interesting conversations when the pitching coach comes out, and I guess the best thing you can say is at least none of them were lined back at me at that point. Because, I mean, 3 pitches, 3 home runs, that distance, just under 1,300 feet.
But if you're thinking that way, you are the eternal optimist. At least they didn't hit one back in my squash. I just gave up 3 bombs on 3 pitches.
Yes.
It's a ball and a strike to count to Eduardo Escobar. Singled and scored a run in his first at bat as an Angel.
Yeah, the only reason why I could actually say that, and it actually was true, when Terry Collins came out my last game as an Angel, I can't even remember how many runs I gave up. I don't even want to say that, but he came out, how you feeling? I go, well, at least none of these line drives and home runs came right back at me, because I'm pretty sure I'm not catching them.
Escobar bounces it to first. Montero to Tovar. They get 1 out there, not in time to double up Escobar. And that's the first out of the inning for Chase Anderson.
Wow, 3 pitches, 3 home runs. Wow.
There's Mickey Moniak now. He's hit by a pitch in the 2nd. It was an 0-2 pitch, a breaking ball that hit him in the foot. And Mickey was glad to not move his foot at all.
Yeah, he didn't try to get out of the way. And again, you don't have to. You can't lean out over the plate.
Lean into it, Rudy. Engelberg's on deck, and he's murdering the ball. Moniak's got a knock back up the middle. And you wonder how much longer Bud Black can sit around and watch without getting somebody cooking in the bullpen. Mickey Moniak's 50th career hit in the big leagues.
He is a Moniak.
David Fletcher delivered the bases loaded 2-run single that started the scoring for the Angels.
Another runner in scoring position. We mentioned earlier, 322 career hitter for Fletch with runners in scoring position.
Aggressive on a first pitch changeup. Escobar and Moniak aboard with only 1 away, and it's 0-2 to Fletch.
So back-to-back all-speed pitches to Fletcher. So good on pitches upstairs. You wonder if he'll try to sneak a fastball upstairs. It might not be a good decision for Anderson if he tries a fastball up.
Popped up. Castro's out there at the cutout to make the catch, and there are 2 away.
And because he was able to get underneath that infield fly.
So now Taylor Ward, the 8th Angel to bat in the inning. He has walked and grounded into a double play tonight. Well, if you chose to go to the refrigerator or get on your cell phone in this top of the third, you really missed something. Imagine the folks in the ballpark, and there are plenty of Angels fans here. Kid wants to go to the bathroom. You decide this is the moment that I'm going to go and try Rocky Mountain oysters for the first time in my life, as regrettable a decision as that may be. And you miss the 3 straight homers that happened in, like, what, 120 seconds?
3 pitches, 3 bombs. Wow. They made it back. They didn't miss it.
No, they were there. Ball and a strike to count to Taylor Ward. We were talking yesterday about the differences for Taylor home versus road, and I think a lot of this can be chalked up to just a 2.5-month sample size. I think by season's end that all normalizes itself, but it is a big difference so far for Taylor. The 1-2 pitch. There was a time last year, and we've discussed this previously, where in pitches that lasted 5, or plate appearance that lasted 5 or more pitches, Taylor Ward had the highest slugging percentage in baseball. To your earlier point as to how good he gets when he sees a lot of pitches.
What'd you say about that?
Just like that. A knock that's going to wave Escobar around. No play at the plate. 6-0 Angels.
And that's a base hit with runners in scoring position. Taylor Ward on the road. Those numbers go up even more so. That's a pretty gutsy call by Bill Hasselman to send Escobar all the way around there, especially with who's on deck. But he felt with that arm now for Griffin, and in left field, hasn't played there a whole lot. It's not as strong as it once was. Takes that shot, run scores. Escobar's been busy. 2 runs scored already.
And Ohtani will have his 3rd plate appearance tonight with a runner in scoring position. Shohei 0 for 2 so far against Anderson this evening. Struck out looking back in the 2nd on a borderline pitch.
I wonder if he goes change up, no, fastball up.
We talked about the 21 road homers that the Angels brought into play tonight, most in baseball. Highest road OPS in a single month in franchise history. Shohei Ohtani this month of 2023. There's an RBI base hit for Ohtani. 7-0 Angels.
Changeup, another hit on a changeup, even though the front hip was out, opened up, he kept his hands back, and still manages a base hit and an RBI. So impressive for Shohei. Continues this incredible month of June. Now giving him 60 RBI in the season.
Here comes Buddy Black, and he's seen enough. A 5-run inning. Angels threatening for more. A pitching change. We'll be right back.
This is Mookie Betts. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Mookie Betts plays hard, so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network. The next generation of baseball has arrived.
And I am here for it.
Keep an eye on the new faces of baseball on Off Base, the modern baseball show for the modern baseball fan.
It's all about things you haven't seen before.
Only on MLB Network.
It's a nice steady rhythm to the games now with the pitch timer. Can't look away.
And the pitch. And a ground ball toward the home base hit. They're going to wave him in. He is saved. A walk-off wild one. Oh, wow.
has been for you. 3 straight by the Angels on 3 straight pitches. Trout, Drury, and Theis. 2 runs later, it's a big Halo lead early tonight. And nobody has any thoughts of taking feet off of gas pedals. Not in Denver. 7-0. Mike Trout will have his second at-bat this inning. Every Angel has a base hit tonight, and we're only in the 3rd. Matt Caracity is the new pitcher, making his 13th appearance of the year. And he's just trying to apply a tourniquet to what has been a damaging inning by the Angels.
Mike Trout already with a single and a home run in this game. There's a lot of Angel fans here at Coors Field. A lot.
2 balls and no strikes to Trout.
It's pretty impressive. Everyone with a hit in the lineup already. 3rd inning. That's not bad. That's depth in the lineup. We talked about it, the excitement level coming into this game when we saw Escobar in there and Fletch in this lineup. Yes.
No, it felt different on paper, right? It just felt different coming to the ballpark knowing that those 2 guys were in there tonight. And Mickey Moniak back in the lineup tonight because of the right-handed starter. And I would hope, I'll just say this out loud, it's 7-0. I'd like to see Mickey Moniak get 5 at-bats a night, period. 2 balls and a strike.
Some pretty good swings on fastballs, but going back to Trout here so early today, working, trying to get that time in his swing, getting his hands through the baseball, that foot down. He's putting in the work. So far, so good tonight.
Yeah, how satisfying is it for Mike? And you talked about the early BP session he took. He was out here in the afternoon before anybody had arrived. Definitely before fans had been allowed into the ballpark. Teams weren't even here yet. And Trout was taking BP on the field. In fact, let's show it to you. Here's the evidence.
And that's the evidence on that swing, by the way.
And Marcus Tim's like, yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, that'll work.
That's full count to Trout. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Ball base 3 times.
And I don't know what quite happened there with Diaz. He just straight boxed that.
By the way, an interesting thing, that was Drew Butera throwing pitches. Trout has been hitting a lot, especially at home, off machines. I think he wanted to see that baseball out of the hand of a pitcher.
What happened here? It hit the dirt. Tough play. Got it.
Again, Trout's seeing the ball very well. This is still the same inning, whether it was back-to-back home runs. Still.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Here's Drury. There's a flare that's going to find some real estate. Ward scores. Shohei scores. Keep adding on, boys. 9-0 Halos.
After a home run, he went a little nature boy, a little flare into the outfield for a couple RBIs. That's 40 RBIs now in the season for Brandon Drury. This is similar to all those games over the years in this ballpark for the Angels in their lineup.
All that damage charged to Chase Anderson. 9 earned in 2 2/3. You just don't want to look at your ERA after this.
No. And anybody that's ever pitched a significant amount of time, and Chase Anderson's been around for a while, you're going to have one of those games like that.
Ball and no strikes to Theis, and it's 2-0 now to Matt, who hit the 3rd in the back-to-back homer run in this inning. I mean, you can never have enough runs anywhere. Times 100 here in Denver. You know, meanwhile, sitting on the Angels bench, Griffin Canning's sitting around saying more. Because remember, last time Griffin pitched on Saturday in Kansas City, he exited the game with an 8-2 lead.
Yep.
And the bullpen imploded. Canning was in line for his 6th winner of the year. There's a strike to Theis. It's 3-1.
And you want to just keep adding on. There's already some pretty good news as far as scores within the AL West. Texas lost. The Astros lost the game. They were up big time on the Dodgers. Dodgers came back. And Seattle also lost.
Is there any way for the Astros and Dodgers to play and for both teams to lose? Because I think that would hit the sweet spot with Angels fans.
This might be the only time ever they actually are rooting for the Dodgers.
Trout at third. Drury at first. And a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Matt Theis. And there's ball 4 that will once again load the bases. Hunter Renfroe will be the 4th Angel to hit twice this inning. The 13th Halo to come to the plate in the top of the 3rd. Hunter has walked and scored and walked, scored, and singled tonight. I beg your pardon. 0-1 the count to Renfroe. Seven runs on 7 hits in this top half of the 3rd.
Well, you knew this offense was capable of doing something like this, and it's been a while. That tough series against the Dodgers at home. Some opportunities yesterday, even though back-to-back home runs with Ohtani and Trout, but they're putting it all together here tonight.
And that's going to do more damage into right field. Trout scores easily. Here's Drury right behind him. Theis is being waved around. He'll score without a play. A 3-run double for Hunter Renfroe. A 10-run inning for the Angels.
And that's got to make Hunter Renfroe feel real good. A big, solid swing there with runners in scoring position, bases loaded. 17th double. Driving in 3. It's a great swing going the other way on that one.
For the Angels, this is their 2nd 10-run inning in a game this year. They had an 11-run inning earlier this season in Oakland. Looking for more now is Eduardo Escobar. A single and 2 runs scored so far in his Angels debut. 12-0 Halos.
Same inning though, with back-to-back home runs on 3 pitches too.
Feels like it's starting to feel like a different game that happened.
Since that point, you had some walks in there, so you had damage on 3 pitches, and you have 3 walks in this inning.
0-2 to Escobar. And Escobar has a base hit. Gonna wave Renfroe around. Eduardo Escobar's great Angel debut continues. 13-0 Halos.
It's a yo 11 now here in the 3rd inning. 11 runs scored. Well, you talk about came over here for the Mets, swinging the bat well. Already a couple of hits in this game. 2 runs scored for Escobar.
Mickey Moniak will have his 2nd at-bat of the inning. Moniak sends a ball to deep right center field, and that one's gone! Oh, Santa Maria! What an inning! What a week!
So Mickey's so fine already today. Hit by pitch, single now, 2-run home run. 7th home run of the season. All you can say is, wow.
Is it too early for the Rockies to bring a position player in to finish up the night? I mean, this is just turning into a bloodbath.
We're at 409 feet. Some serious distance in this inning. Still the same inning.
Rengifo said, when do I get to hit? Fight at the bat rack. Get me in there.
Well, if you're a reliever, you're going, no, do I have to get going here?
No, David. It's like, oh boy. You sure you want me to get up? David Fletcher, the batter now. You don't see this very often. I mean, you don't want to say never, but my goodness. 13 runs in the inning. David Fletcher made the last out.
But his big base hit back in the second inning got the scoring going. That clutch base hit.
8 consecutive hitters have reached since Fletcher's pop-up was the second out of the inning. And it's a ball and 2 strikes to Dave.
Well, this crowd is just stunned in this inning.
Stunned.
Even though there's a ton of Angel fans here. Well, they're packed house here today. After the excitement level last night with Diaz grand slam in the 8th. The difference maker.
I mean, I just got to total up the damage here. So far, we're on 16 at-bats, 13 runs on 10 hits. How we doing? That would fill up a series. Two balls and 2 strikes to Fletch. Look at all the pretty numbers. I don't think we care about the mound visits remaining. Hey, hockey suit. Kick save and a beauty. Right to Montero to put a merciful end to a brilliant inning for the Angels. 16 batters, 13 runs on 10 hits, 4 homers. All halos in the Mile High City tonight.
Should Viagra really cost $90? We don't think so. RexMD.com has FDA-approved generic Viagra at 90% off with free shipping. Want to know what other guys are saying about RexMD.com?
This was my first time using telemedicine, and I'd recommend this process to anyone. I couldn't be happier with the product.
Visit RexMD.com and fill out a brief survey. If appropriate, you can try generic Viagra for 90% off. Your consultation is free, there's no copays, and no doctor office visits. Go to RexMD.com to get started right now.
With ButcherBox, you never have to worry about what's for dinner. We deliver grass-fed beef, organic free-range chicken, humanely raised pork, wild-caught seafood, and so much more. Get high-quality meat sourced from trusted partners with free shipping always, so you can always be prepared and enjoy the important things. Receive your special offer today. ButcherBox.
Angels history books, 13 runs in that top of the third, ties a franchise record since at least 1974, and we're doing more scouring through the annals as we speak for the most runs in an inning. A 13-run outburst. And for context, Brenton Doyle, who opens the Rockies half of the third against Griffin Canning, is making his first plate appearance of the game.
That's incredible.
And every Angel in the starting lineup has 3 at-bats and an RBI. You know, I know there's a lot of personal and professional pride involved in nights like this when you're on the bad end of this, when you're a Rocky. But there has to be a level of not frustration, but complete futility that sets in. It's 15-0.
Yep. I had a long conversation with Bud Black today.
Where does that miss? It's 15-0, dude. Let's go.
Before the game.
Seriously.
Yeah, and you know, they were just, you know, obviously they had been struggling to win the game like they did yesterday. Some excitement coming in. He knew it was going to be a packed house here today and tomorrow. But wow, 13 runs in the third could change that whole feeling right away.
And now you got a home plate umpire that's not going to give you borderline pitches. Come on.
Just saying?
I'm just saying. It's one man's observation. Ball and 2 strikes to Brenton Doyle. 15-0 Angels. All right, he got the swing and miss of the strikeout. 3 punchies for Griffin Canning tonight.
Good breaking ball, good slider there. You talked about staying on top of the baseball. They get a swing and miss. You got to refocus. Erica, how much fun are you having down there yourself?
I'm thankful that I keep score on an iPad. Otherwise, my score sheet would have been an absolute disaster keeping track of that. But I can tell you there's a lot of cheering and a lot of fun being had, not just in the dugout, but I know you were talking about all the Angels fans. There are a ton of Angels fans behind their dugout here in Coors Field. A lot of fun to be had down here.
I mean, it's just such a contagious night. The question I have now is, and it's not an easy night when you're the manager, even on the good end of this, because at what point does Phil get Shohei off his feet? What point does he get Mike Trout off his feet? Like, you know, you start to think about the long game now.
Yep.
And it's 15-0. I know it's only the bottom of the third, but
day game tomorrow too.
Right. Phil could also be contemplating coming out of retirement to activate himself as a player. Get involved in the action.
Eduardo Escobar's got to be having a ton of fun right now, sitting in that dugout going, wow, I like this offense.
Yeah, could you imagine, you know, the Mets told him he'd been traded. Not sure what that looked like if Buck Showalter pulled him aside, but the question had to be at some point from Eduardo, where are they? Where are they playing? Oh, they're in Denver. Oh, even better.
I feel good.
Let's go collect a couple of free knocks.
How impressive this is for Griffin Canning after sitting on the bench for that long. Around the first 2 batters you face, punch outs. One with a slider, another with a 4-seam, that ride in that fastball upstairs.
Here's Ezequiel Tovar now. You know, I mean, the Rockies are going to get on the board at some point tonight. And here's why we say that, according to the great Dan Hyatt. Over 2,200 games played at Coors Field since it opened in 1995. Only 6 times have the Rockies been held to 0 runs on 2 hits or less. That's where they are now. So they're going to score tonight. Are they going to score 16? I'm going to say no. Firm no.
Remember, the Angels are still swinging the bat exceptionally well. There's a lot of innings that keep swinging the bat the way they've been going today.
Canning trying to strike out the side. He won't be able to do that as Tovar sends the ball into left center. He's thinking about third base. And he'll get there with a 2-out triple.
Second triple of the year.
We gave you this number yesterday. Coors Field averages just fewer than 12 runs per game. The Angels themselves scored 13 in the top of the inning. So we're flying over the average.
Like Globe Life and the Metrodome. Yeah. Fun places to pitch.
Ryan McMahon now. The Angels franchise record, in case you're curious, for runs in a game is 24. And that was accomplished in a game in 1979. Without looking at the box score, I wonder how much damage Don Baylor did that night, among other great legendary Halos.
Bobby Grich probably doing the same thing.
Groove had 2 homers and 8 runs driven in.
That's a good game.
It's okay.
The other day at Angel Stadium, you had Freddie Lynn, Doug DeSantis, and Bobby Grich at the game.
Awesome.
Yes.
Freddie's got new knees.
Yes, he does. It's all that how it progressed every day on Twitter.
It's killing him to not be on the links. Oh, and 2 the count to Ryan McMahon. It was on an 0-2 pitch that Tovar tripled. Canning will give it another try. This 0-2 pitch is fouled away.
Yeah, much better spot with that slider. Yeah, your mindset as a pitcher, you always try to tell yourself it's a 0-0 game. You don't change everything up. You're just not going to throw fastballs down the middle. You stay your same game plan.
Did you ever pitch with a lead this big?
I think, as I remember, I think I won a game against the A's. It might have been 16-1. I don't know if I'm 100% correct on that one, but I remember in my mindset was I didn't want to give up any runs. And then I wanted to throw strikes. That's the one thing, because I didn't want my guys in the field say, hey, by the way, you got 16 runs as four throw strikes.
Quit cherry picking.
Yes. Don't worry about your ERA.
I was pleased to see the Rockies continue to try to throw strikes, because 3 straight homers, and then Moniak got one. You're thinking, is somebody going to go rogue and try to drill somebody here? And I'm glad to say that didn't happen. We have proof on that start, by the way. June 25th, 1984, you got 16 runs of support, and you beat the A's 16-0.
I just added a run in there just for fun.
2 balls and 2 strikes. It remains to Ryan McMahon, and he has fouled off a handful of these 2-strike pitches now, and he'll see another. Series wraps up tomorrow. Austin Gomber, the left-hander on the mound for the Rocks, and former Rocky left-hander Tyler Anderson for the Angels. A lot of intrigue in that one tomorrow afternoon. Full count now. Canning struck out Brenton Doyle, struck out Jurickson Profar, yielded the 0-2 pitch, the triple to Ezequiel Tovar, and now a full count pitch on its way to Ryan McMahon. Line to second, Drury gobbles it up, and that 2-out triple is stranded.
They said optical shops weren't very inviting, so we, Warby Parker, created ones that were. They said prescription eyewear was too expensive, so we offered more affordable glasses, contacts, and eye exams. They said opticians weren't always friendly, so we hired only the friendliest and the most knowledgeable. And finally, they said the whole experience was just kind of unpleasant, so we set out to change that too. Visit a Warby Parker store and see for yourself.
Sure, you'll teach her to drive a car, then use Greenlight and teach her to save up for her own car. Mowing lawns and getting paid. Navigate the world of earning, saving, and investing together. Invest in your best investment. Greenlight.
We love going to games, but good seats get pricey. So we use Game Time. Game Time checks ticket prices in real time and finds you all the best last-minute deals. We got our seats 20 minutes ago for 60% off. Last-minute tickets at the best price in seconds. Download Game Time now.
powered by Google Cloud. Where all these hits have gone so far today through 3 innings, 14 of them, 9 singles, a double, and 4 home runs. Back to back to back, Jacks on 3 pitches, and Moniak a home run also. Trout, Drury, Vice. Wow, power in that inning alone, 3rd inning. Well, they're already going through their 4th at bat here in the 4th inning.
Yeah, it'll be the top of the order. Ward, Ohtani, and Trout. And Noah Davis will try to make sense of all this. A Newport Beach native who was sent down to AAA Albuquerque for a matter of hours before being called back up. He's made some starts with the Rockies this year. His first pitch to Taylor Ward misses up and in.
Boy, the hardest thing to do is coming in a game like this too, because you know the hitters are relaxed, they're comfortable in the batter's box. They've seen a lot of pitches in the zone and made a lot of good contact, so they're confident at every pitch being thrown. And they're tracking pitches out of the zone now because everything they're trying to force. That was the goal, but Marcus Timms and Phil Plantier in spring training in the front office, force pitchers in zone as much as possible. That's your best chance against all the high velocity and high spin on breaker balls to have a chance at the plate. Well, they've done very, very well with that today.
2 balls and a strike to Taylor Ward. Another base hit for Ward. The 15th hit of the game for the Angels. That'll bring up Major League Baseball's home run leader Shohei Ohtani's 25, better than Matt Olson, who went deep today. Pete Alonso missed some time on the IL. He's back with 23. Jorge Soler of the Fish with 21. Burger King's ruling the plate.
Rolling the plate, Shohei Ohtani has. Oof. He was trying to roll the add on to that too. He was trying to hit that one a mile. Those home runs in this month, 3 versus changeup, was very, very impressive. A couple against a cutter, a couple against a slider, 4-seamer, sinker, and curveball for Shohei this month. Really impressed with the home runs on the changeup.
Out to right field, Jones has it. 1 away in the 4th.
Just got in that cutter just enough on the hands on Shohei. Boy, every time he swings the bat, you can hear the roar of the crowd expecting something magical.
It's really true. And you can say the same thing for what Mike Trout has done here in this series. Homers in back-to-back games. A single, a homer, and a walk tonight for Mike so far. A couple more, and Mike's going to catch up to legendary Rocky Todd Helton on the all-time home run list. His 2 this weekend so far have tied and passed Lance Berkman, as he's well into the top 100. 1-1 from Davis.
The Killer Bees were pretty good back in the day with the Astros, don't you think? With Bergman, Biggio, Bagwell. They did some damage. Well, I'm not so sure they had back-to-back home runs on 3 pitches, though.
Another knock for Trout. Ward will get to 3rd. And here the Angels are in business once again. Runners at the corners with only 1 away. I mean, you can say this about every Angel hitter tonight. Brandon Drury in the midst of a big game. A homer and a 3-run double. I mean, what a difference a few hours can make. Including the first 2 innings tonight, and then going back the last 3 games, yesterday and the 2 games against the Dodgers. The Angels had been 1 for 20 with runners in scoring position. We talked about that earlier tonight. In the 3rd inning alone, they were 5 for 6 with runners in scoring position.
Velasquez and Padlo are looking at, I think we got a shot at getting a couple of bats today.
Yeah, that's right. Again, yeah, fight at the bat rack. There's a base hit for Drury.
What a game for Brandon Drury.
Ward scores. Okay, that franchise record's in jeopardy tonight. That 1979 record, that 24-run game. Five RBIs for Brandon Drury. Now Matt Thaiss, who has homered. First and second with one gone.
So hard to get chases out of the zone when you're looking up at a scoreboard like that for the hitters. They're squaring it up, looking for something in the middle of the plate. Patient.
Thaiss with the ball into right. That's going to bring in Trout. One more to start narrowing in even further on that franchise record. 17-0 Angels.
4 home runs last inning, 4 singles. Results in 2 runs.
I mean, it leaves little doubt that a position player, or maybe even a series of position players, is going to have to mop this up at some point for the Rockies. A ball and no strikes. The count to Hunter Renfroe. Yeah, it is no fun for that man.
Yeah.
He is not smiling even a little.
We go back to the 2002 World Series champion Angels pitching coach, who did a great job with that staff. Won a world championship as a player also. It's a tough one here for Bud Black tonight.
You know, as we approach that time tonight when a position player gets into the game, and I believe it's only in the 9th. Of all the great rules changes that Major League Baseball made this year, that's one that I think we could add to the list of rule changes in the future. You're going to use a position player in the 9th, it's a punt, it's a forfeit. Forget about that. Oh my goodness, nobody saw the fly ball. Doyle missed it. He never saw it. Another run scores. That was a routine can of corn that neither Grichuk nor Doyle could identify in the air.
And we've seen it a lot at the Big A. The sky this time of night, the baseball will blend in there. You know, you always think about it in the sun during an afternoon game, but you can see right there, he cannot see the baseball. He's looking up. The sky there, he has no idea where that ball is going.
And the sky is literally falling on the Rockies.
And that's going to be a sac fly, but instead ends up being a RBI double, 2nd in a row for Hunter Renfroe.
Is that how that's scored? RBI double? Oh boy.
Gotta be.
Oh man. You're right. I don't think you can hang an error on anybody there. That's an RBI double. Eduardo Escobar trying to add to what's been a brilliant debut as an Angel tonight. Takes a strike.
He's scored 3 runs already in this game too.
18-0.
When coming into the game here today, all we hearing is how he's like the best teammate most guys have ever played with. Well, you know, he's a great teammate here tonight. 18 runs. He's an incredible teammate.
How about he pulls like does a Cesar Tovar thing tonight, plays all 9? Why not? He's played all 9 at various points in his career. And you might wonder about that guy that's played the majority of his major league career in the infield. He got a fraction of an inning as a right fielder in 2015. He pitched an inning in 2016, and he caught an inning in 2017.
Well, that's the impressive one, catching.
He has played all 9. Two balls and 2 strikes. Fellas are all thinking, man, these are arbitration numbers. Here we go. Come on, more. Give me another. 2 balls and 2 strikes, the count to Eduardo Escobar. I think Noah Davis has already been deserving of a little better fate. There should be 2 out in the inning. If that fly ball's caught, it's a little different calculus for him. Instead, it's a 3-run inning with only 1 away and runners at second and third.
And the only guy who was able to get out in this inning was Shohei Ohtani.
And there's ball 4 to Escobar. We've culled together some notes on that big 3rd inning for the Angels tonight. We mentioned how it tied a franchise record for runs in an inning, 9 starters with an RBI and a hit by the 3rd. And the only time that happened was back in 1974. Second team since 74 with 4 homers, 10 hits, 13 runs in an inning. And for the Rockies, this is the dubious part. That's the most runs they've ever allowed in any inning in their franchise history. Oh, boy. And everybody had a part of it. You think the Rockies are going to be in a hurry to put on the Nike City Connect uniforms again?
I do like them, but I'm not so sure.
I like them too. It took a little while for me to get used to them because the green pants are a little odd. And especially with the white belt, it looks like they all walked out of the starter shack at TPC Sawgrass. Mickey Moniak with a ball out to right that fooled Jones. He plays it off the wall. This could clear the bases again. It is a 2-run double instead for Mickey Moniak, adding to a great night for him. And yes, putting that franchise record for runs in a game in serious jeopardy now. It's 20-0.
Hey, now we're on cycle watch here for Moniak. Hit by pitch, single home run double. By the way, it is the 4th inning.
Here's David Fletcher. I mean, the dubious notes keep pouring in on this historic offensive output by the Angels. Get a load of this. Since at least 1974, this is the most runs any team in Major League Baseball has scored before the 5th inning.
Wow. And there's still 2 runners in scoring position here.
And only 1 out. Oh, Fletch, get up, and gone.
Fletch lives. 3-run home run for Fletch, first of the season. And oh wow, Fletch. He is Mr. Base hit with runners in scoring position. Will make that a 3-run home run. Kabuto time for Fletch.
My goodness. Real hard holding back the smiles. If you're an Angel fan sitting in the crowd here at Coors Field tonight, it is 23-0. Taylor Ward again. I feel like Taylor's had 20 at-bats tonight, and there were 2 gone. Let's take you back to Fletch's long ball.
Oh, yep. That's an elevated pitch. Just don't throw anything upstairs to Fletch. It's not a good thing. Break a ball up, Fletch covers everything up. Everyone's shocked. Wow.
Here's Ohtani now, and I do think this. It's 23-0, and Phil's got to get a little closer in his mind to getting his stars off the field.
Yep. Like I said, especially with a day game tomorrow.
Yeah, and it's, you know the old phrase, nothing good happens after 1 a.m. Nothing good happens after 23-0. 0-2 the count to Ohtani. We can say this accurately. We have never seen anything like this. Ohtani hits a ball about 700 miles foul.
Wow.
That's up to where they vanquished the Writers in the deepest corner of right field. 0-2 to Shohei. What? I mean, now it's home run derby.
I mean, every time he swings the bat, fans are going crazy here. By the way, I've never had a scorebook like this one working.
I haven't. I got no clue what's happening. 0-2. Oh, man.
Looks like Shohei's just trying to punch the ball the other way, don't you think?
Yeah, shorten up. Base hit. I mean, if I didn't know any better, I'd think he's Mickey Rivers. 0-2 again. Really, it feels like we're at a home run derby or like a traveling, like a barnstorming event.
Yep.
Noah Davis just trying to get through this. This is no fun for him. And Ohtani strikes out. 9 more Angels come to the plate. 7 more runs. Another homer. 23-0.
Whether it's the first time they put on a glove, had a catch, or took their first T-ball swing, every hero has an origin story. The 2023 MLB Draft Combine, an exclusive look at the game's next prodigies, phenoms, and all-star sensations, leading up to the 2023 MLB Player Draft. Who's got the stuff to be baseball's next hero? The MLB 2023 Draft Combine. Live coverage from Chase Field, only on MLB Network.
The power of baseball goes beyond the field.
What an exciting time.
Stand up, we are the heroes.
Together.
Baseball. There are only like a few blank squares on these score sheets.
Yes.
And good luck trying to disseminate what happened after 9 innings tonight.
Yeah.
It is 23-0. 23 runs on 21 hits. The Angels are 2 runs away from resetting a long-standing franchise record for runs in a game. And through it all, Griffin Canning has had some long sets on the bench. He'll gladly take it. Jorge Alfaro is pinch hitting, starting things in the bottom of the fourth. What's this look like on an iPad, Erica?
I was told there would be no math, but there's a lot of math. Oh, sorry, trying not to blind anybody with the reflection. There's a lot happening.
My goodness. And Alfaro with a bouncer out to shortstop for Fletch.
Staying focused, Griffin Canning is with this significant lead here. You know, he's trying to put up a zero himself.
So I think Buddy Black is going to be the one that starts rotating guys out too. He's already gotten Elias Diaz off his feet, and that's why Alfaro pinch hit to start things in the fourth. Yeah, it's the fourth, bottom of the fourth. I want to reiterate that note that we just had that I think is the most pertinent of all. Forget about franchise history. This is the most runs any team has scored before the fifth inning since 1974. And our research team is going back deeper into the annals to find out if we can go back even further on that. Nolan Jones with a bouncer to second for Drury and 2 away. How about a quick word from Hyundai?
It's your journey. Own every mile in the Hyundai Tucson with America's best warranty.
2 gone, bases empty for Randall Grichuk. Without question, somebody at home or somebody on the Angels bench has said, let's save some of this for tomorrow.
Oh, there's no doubt. Every starting pitchers, especially Tyler Anderson, right now is saying, you know what, that's cool. I think Griff's all right now. Save a few of them for tomorrow. The old saying is hitting is contagious. You just feel the way they're swinging the bats right now that they can't wait to wake up and play tomorrow afternoon where the baseball will be jumping again.
Yep.
You're facing a pitcher tomorrow. It's already given up 19 home runs in 72 innings pitched.
Anybody have any questions as to why it's tough to put together a roster and try to win in Denver?
I mean, they had a pretty good stretch a few years ago when Arenado was Trevor Story. I mean, they had some offense.
2018
is out right now, but he was part of that team also.
Yeah, Buddy Black put together a 91 win campaign. Yep. They played in the postseason. There have been some great, individual surges here. 2007, they went on that magical run, won 21 of 22 down the stretch, and then got beaten up by the Red Sox in the World Series. But I digress. A 1-2-3 inning for Griffin Canning. 23-0 Angels.
This is Mookie Betts. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Mookie Betts plays hard, so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network.
The power of baseball goes beyond the field.
What an exciting time.
Together.
You want highlights? Quick Pitch has you covered.
Things are heating up.
Packing all today's biggest plays into one lightning fast hour.
Oh my goodness! What a play!
Every game. Every night.
Swing and a miss!
Every highlight that makes the headlines.
Are you kidding me?
Relive today, preview tomorrow.
The quickest way to catch up on all the action? We've got you covered.
On Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings, only on MLB Network.
My goodness. 23 runs on 21 hits. And just now, we're getting into the top of the 5th inning.
I think Jaime Barrios liking those swings in the dugout.
We might see Jaime swing the bat tonight.
Yes.
And there's the big note. One shy of a franchise record, but the 23 runs, most by any team through the first 5 innings of a game since 1974. So what we would assume to be a series of changes has begun here. And Andrew Velasquez will bat for Mike Trout, leading things off in the 5th.
It's always a cool one to be able to tell your grandkids somewhere down the road, I got the pinch hit for Mike Trout.
Jorge Alfaro behind the plate after he pinch hit for Elias Diaz.
He might be out in center field. He played center field in spring training.
I think that's a pretty good guess. You don't have to make a move for Shohei defensively, but I'm very doubtful he'll have another plate appearance tonight.
Davis last inning, he got 2 outs and 3 outs inning, but 2 of those outs were against Shohei. You just never know with Shohei. He never wants to come out of a game, but that's going to be up to Phil Nevin to make sure he does do that.
The bouncer for Montero. You know, I'm looking at this box score from that record-setting night in Angels history, August 25th, 1979. And who contributed to the 24 Angels runs that they scored in Toronto. And that franchise record's going to go down tonight. Quite convinced. Here's Brandon Drury now. Bobby Grich 3 for 5 with 4 stakes. You guessed right on him. Carney Lansford was 2 for 6 with 2 RBIs. Don Baylor 3 for 7, 2 homers, 8 driven in. He was the big bat, as he so often was. Disco Danny Ford.
Oh, Disco.
3 for 4, 3 ribbies. One and 1 to Brandon Drury. And Rodney Clynes Carew, the Hall of Famer himself, had a couple of knocks and an RBI.
That's a pretty good team. That's a pretty good lineup.
Dave Frost pitched a complete game 10-hitter.
10-hitter, yes.
10 hits, 9 innings. They didn't want to burn anybody else in that game.
Tell you what, if you're on the mound pitching that day, when you have that kind of run support, if you don't finish it up, those position players are going to go out and try to crush you. They'll be all over you.
2 gone as Drury pops out. That had to have been Gene Mauch, yeah?
That was the Yes We Can team,
79.
Right? Playoff bound Yes We Can team.
Do not adjust your TV set. And that's not a Rams preseason line score.
Well, the Broncos are expecting to be able to score a few more points this year. Sean Payton is now the head coach.
Yeah. 2 balls and no strikes to Matt Theis.
Gooby, was that a shot at me?
No,
I heard that. I knew you were coming for me. It's personal. Listen.
I know Trout would beat me to the punch there, I'm sure.
He's sitting right in front of me. I'm sure he's probably thinking we're talking about it. But, you know, they've had a lot of parades here in Denver. The Broncos are slacking.
True. Your other favorite team, the Nuggets.
3 balls and a strike to Matt Theis. Base hit with 2 away.
Game for Matty Theis today. Actually, we could say that a number of different players here tonight.
And by the way, I want to correct myself. 79 halos skippered by Jimmy Fregosi. Hunter Renfroe now after the 2-out single.
Had a big game himself. 3 hits, a couple doubles.
Right now, who's the Toyota player of the game?
I know. I'm just trying to think.
For me, it's got to be Drury. One of the homers in the that binge in the third. He's driven in 6. He's got the Don Baylor line.
Yes.
He's been the big RBI guy. Everybody's had a huge night. My goodness, Renfroe's got 4 steaks.
Moniak's trying to potentially hit for the cycle.
Moniak 4 RBIs.
Evan Fletch, first game back.
He's got 5 RBIs.
It's got to be close to a career high for Fletch.
We can't pick one guy.
No, it's just with this amount of runs scored, it's the entire lineup. Eduardo Escobar, first game is a halo. The game he's had. He scored 4 runs.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and guess that's an Angel record for a debut. Base hit for Renfroe, another one for him.
He's going to say, hey, don't forget me in that conversation.
He's been on base in all 5 of his at-bats, 4 for 4 with a walk.
It's a big crowd here, and not many people have left either.
I mean, they're enjoying the night. Whoa, look out. I don't know how that didn't hit him. It does get away from Alfaro, and a wild pitch advances Tyson Renfroe.
I don't know how he got out of the way of that curveball.
Very fleet of foot. Yeah. That is tracking his knee.
Remember, he was just in New York or Philly, I think, just a few hours ago, it felt like.
1-1. Fly ball out to left center. Doyle and Grichuk are there. It's Grichuk. Thought there was one out. It's a nice steady rhythm to the games now with the pitch timer. Can't look away.
And the pitch. And a ground ball toward the home base hit. They're going to wave him in. He is saved. A walk-off wild one. Oh, wow.
Every hero has an origin story. The MLB Draft Combine, an exclusive look at the game's next prodigies, phenoms, and future heroes. Leading up to the MLB Player Draft. Live coverage only on MLB Network.
Imagine an entire channel dedicated to taking you to the most exciting moments in baseball as they happen.
It's gone!
With live look-ins to clutch at-bats.
A walk-off flare!
And players on the edge of making history.
This could be it! 62!
It's the best seat in the house at every ballpark. All commercial-free.
Can you believe it?
MLB Network Strike Zone. Wednesdays and Fridays, all season long.
It's the Modern Baseball Show for the modern baseball fan. Off Base, with interviews and coverage of baseball's hottest stars.
I've done a couple interviews in my life. This probably is the most fun I've ever been a part of.
Only on MLB Network.
27th against the White Sox. First 25,000 fans get an Ohtani puzzle courtesy of Yakult Probiotic Drink. Visit angels.com/promotions for more details. I still think that Ohtani shirt is one of the greatest merch items ever created.
Yeah, it's everywhere. It pops up everywhere.
Love it. Well, your guess is right. Andrew Velasquez taking over in center for Mike Trout. And Griffin Canning continues on the mound for the Angels with a 23-run lead. And Luis Rengifo is going to have a chance to swing the bat tonight. He takes over at second. Kevin Padlo at first. So, yes, Phil taking the cue. Padlo at third, I beg your pardon. Phil taking the cue and getting some of the F-troopers involved tonight and getting the regulars off their feet.
I think part of the reason why you see Renfroe still at first base is getting some reps there.
Strikeout number 6 for Griffin Canning. Hey, we've been talking about that 1979 game where the Angels scored a franchise record 24 runs. Here's a little look at the box score. And you can see the damage that guys like Disco Danny Ford did. Groove, 2 homers, 8 stakes. Everybody got involved.
Is that Jimmy Anderson, shortstop?
Jimmy Anderson, Rick Miller got involved in that.
He watches every game, Jimmy Anderson.
Really?
Every game. Surprised he hasn't texted me about the score here tonight saying, whoa, what are you guys doing here?
I mean, it's going to look a lot like this by the time we're done. In fact, this is even beefier. We've got a couple of guys that have an opportunity for 5-6 hits tonight.
By the way, Griffin Canning continues to just dominate the strike zone and chases his strikeouts here tonight. 6 of them already.
Ball and 2 strikes to Eleuteris Montero. Two and two now. Which former Angel watches the most Angels baseball now? You've talked about Jared Weaver watches a lot. And there's a base hit for Montero with 1 away.
Wally joining it. Mark Trumbo is always watching a ton.
Okay.
Jim Anderson always checks in. Yeah, Weave's always watching too. He's checking out the College World Series, but I think his all-time strikeout record in college baseball is in jeopardy a little bit, I think.
Saw a couple Jared Weaver jerseys tonight.
Yeah, I thought it was he. I thought he was here. I was screaming down, Weave.
There's Brenton Doyle now. Doyle struck out back in the 3rd, and that marks his 6th straight game with a strikeout. There is an active streak even longer in Major League Baseball. Thairo Estrada, the Giants, has struck out in 21 straight games. Struck out again tonight and make that 22.
It was a catch-22 on that one after all.
The record for consecutive games with a strikeout by a hitter is held by, most notably, reigning AL MVP Aaron Judge, 37.
Yeah, it was past Bill Stoneman's record, 36. He wasn't real happy about it.
Ball and 2 strikes to count to Doyle. I think futility records are interesting because as far as a season-long futility record, they can be avoided in terms of, you know, how a manager chooses to use a player. On the ground for Padlo. And Rengifo will settle with just the 1 out. Montero stuck the landing well in advance of the bag. 2 away for the top of the order. Might as well avoid contact, right? Renifo's looking at him like, bro, you're not close.
Oh.
Back to the top of the order, Jurickson Profar, who was hit by a pitch in the bottom of the first after fouling off the first pitch that Griffin Canning threw into his knee in what's seeming more and more like a different night. 0-2.
I mean, that was a tough first at bat, fouling off your knee and then get hit by the pitch on the top of your foot. And then, of course, you get forced out. It didn't even get a chance to even try to get the second base on the force out. And a strikeout there.
Number 7 for Griffin Canning tonight.
Let's talk about sex. As you get a little older, things tend to work a little differently.
I felt shame, embarrassment, guilt.
Like something had been knocked out from underneath me. What HIMS does is says, hey, look, don't worry about it. We got this part covered. 100% online.
The whole process was very discreet.
It made me feel like I'm a rock star.
This product has changed my life.
When it kicked in, I said, yeah, I'm back. I remember this feeling.
Get started today at 4hims.com.
Sure, you'll teach her how to drive a car. Then use Greenlight to power her independence with crash detection with 911 dispatch, family location sharing, and emergency SOS alerts. Invest in your best investment with Greenlight.
We love going to games, but good seats get pricey. So we use Game Time. Game Time checks ticket prices in real time and finds you all the best last-minute deals. We got our seats 20 minutes ago for 60% off. Last-minute tickets at the best price in seconds. Download Game Time now.
Valley Sports is brought to you by Nissan. Explore great deals at the Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event. Shop nissanusa.com. And by Jack in the Box, introducing Snoop Munchies meal, available for a limited time only at Jack in the Box.
Great statistician Dan Hyatt here. I think his hand maybe needed to be iced down after all the stats he's been giving us here tonight. The paper, the pen.
Well, we've got a really good one. I mean, these keep getting better with more and more time to process what's happened tonight. It's 23-0 Angels. 23 runs on 23 hits for the Halos tonight. Mickey Moniak leads things off. He's in the running for Toyota Player of the Game. 5 RBIs and a homer. High and deep into the right field corner, and foul.
He wants that to hit the wall and ricochet away for a triple.
We were on cycle watch for Shohei yesterday, and we're on it for Mickey tonight. Jared Walsh has done it most recently, 2022. Hey, that's got a chance. Get going, Mickey. Pick him up and put him down. Let's go. Let's go. Somebody kick it out there. And Moniak's going to be happy at second base. He slipped around the bag at first. No doubt thinking about that triple.
They're all laughing at it too right now at the dugout. He was thinking about it. He's like, that's exactly what I need.
Oh, tripwire got him. Oh.
Oh, my.
Well, that had a chance off the bat.
Yes, it did. Especially how well he runs.
There's David Fletcher now.
Welcome back, Fletch.
Yeah.
5 RBIs, ties a career high. He's done that twice.
It's been pointed out, you know, we know how Fletch is the StatCast outlier, right? He has success despite the The low exit velocity, the goofy launch angle, all the uniqueness that David brings to the craft. He hit a 3-run homer in the 5th on a swing that was not even a barrel.
There's another hit on a pitch upstairs.
Right.
Unbelievable with runners in scoring position. It's his 3rd hit already tonight.
3 for 5, a homer, and 5 runs batted in out of the 9 hole.
Unreal. And it's impossible to get him out on elevated pitches.
So here's the note that I want to hit you with that I think is, and we've had some that we've said are really important and pertinent. How about this one? The Angels are the only team in the modern era that's over 100 years to score 20-plus runs over a span of 2 innings. The only team in the modern era.
Wow.
We're talking about, we're going back to 1920 here. That's unbelievable.
This is history here today.
This is history. Ball and no strikes. The count to Taylor Ward, who's done some damage. 2 for 4 with a walk. Taylor scored 2 of the 23 runs.
So you're talking about history.
That's right. Bounce to third. Montes to Castro, relays too late. Another run scores, and the Angels have tied a franchise record.
By the way, Taylor Ward running down there quickly wanted to prevent that double play because you still get an RBI out of it. Double play ball, you don't have an RBI. And everyone's giving so Griffin goes, man, you hit it exactly where you wanted to try to hit it. We're hitting for the cycle. He might be the leader now, potentially for player of the game. 24-0. Fletch, what a game.
Well, Shohei Ohtani is getting another plate appearance. There's a wild one that gets away from Alfaro, and Ward gets to second. He represents a new franchise record should he cross. 24 runs, ties that long-standing franchise mark. We've been talking about it for a while now. One to Shohei.
And a changeup, Shohei. You know, we've talked about it during the stretch in June. He's hit 3 home runs versus changeups in this month alone.
Chopper, high chopper. That's going to be a tough play. And Castro's throw is just in time to get Ohtani.
That's a pretty impressive play. Shohei flies down the line.
Think the Angels will challenge it?
No. Is that quick enough?
Here's Andrew Velazquez now. Second at bat for Velazquez, having taken over from Mike Trout in center field.
Franchise record 25th run, just 90 feet away.
I'm not a big Instagram poster, as you know. I might have to take a picture of the scorecard.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Right?
Bob Carpenter would be proud of you on that one.
See you later.
Yes. You have some pretty impressive handwriting too, by the way. I'm jealous.
Well, I had no career in medicine once they saw the fact that I could actually write legibly. 0-2 the count to Velazquez. And that'll do it. One more ties a franchise record. The next one will set history for the Angels. 24-0.
Why pay over $100 a month for cable when it's half the cost for Fubo TV? Get all the channels you want on the only live TV streaming service rated #1 in customer satisfaction by J.D. Power. Try free at FuboTV.com.
With ButcherBox, you never have to worry about what's for dinner. We deliver grass-fed beef, organic free-range chicken, humanely raised pork, wild-caught seafood, and so much more. Get high-quality meat sourced from trusted partners with free shipping always, so you can always be prepared and enjoy the important things. Receive your special offer today. ButcherBox.
Big A next Friday, June 30th. Halos take on the Diamondbacks at 6:30 that night. First 25,000 fans will receive a straw hat courtesy of Memorial Care. For more on this season's giveaways, including the Straw Beach hat, visit angels.com/promotions. Griffin Canning buoyed by 24 runs of support, tying a franchise record. Back to work, bottom of the 6th inning.
He's still staying within his game plan. He's not, a lot of times when you have a lead like that, you think pitchers are just going to throw nothing but fastballs, but he's using all his pitches just like he has all season long. And he has thrown the ball exceptionally well.
Two balls and a strike.
7 strikeouts for Canning today so far.
One and one to Tovar. It can't be too much fun in the losing clubhouse after a game like this, where I'm not sure there's going to be a whole lot of attaboys and brother-in-law hugs. One gone.
But being around Bud Black like I was almost feels like forever right now. His first thing he's going to say, there's nothing you can do about this game today. All you can do is focus on what you're going to try to do tomorrow. That's all you can do. And he's always been so good about that, whether as a player, a pitching coach, or as a manager. He basically said, you just clear that out, regardless, even if you're winning this game 24-0, doesn't do you any good tomorrow to keep thinking about this game, so you got to move on as quick as possible.
This is Coco Montes, who took over at third base for Ryan McMahon, making his first plate appearance tonight. Montes had a nice night yesterday in the opener for the Rockies. You know, Griffin Canning entered play tonight as the beneficiary of the best run support of anybody on the staff. Montes with a high fly ball out to left. Ward makes the catch. He was getting 6.5 runs of support entering the night tonight.
Might help a little bit more now.
24 runs tonight. He's now averaging 9.5 runs of support per start, and that leads Major League Baseball.
There's been a lot of pitching coaches and managers and bullpen coaches who say, you know what, you're a smart pitcher. And you go, well, why is that? You picked the right night to pitch. Well, it's the right night to pitch if you're Griffin Canning with 24 runs of support.
Here is Jorge Alfaro now.
Another 45,000 here. What was there, 48,000 last night? Huge crowds.
And you know, your observation is right that nobody's left. Nobody's let the 24-0 deficit ruin a nice night outdoors. About a 1-2-3 inning for Griffin Canning. It's a nice steady rhythm to the games now with the pitch timer. Can't look away.
And the pitch. And a ground ball toward the home base hit. They're going to wave him in. He is saved. A walk-off wild one. Oh, wow.
The next generation of baseball has arrived.
And I am here for it.
Keep an eye on the new faces of baseball on Off Base, the modern baseball show for the modern baseball fan.
It's all about things you haven't seen before.
Only on MLB Network.
MLB Tonight has all the bases covered, with live look-ins, highlights, and breakdowns.
MLB Tonight takes you live inside the park.
Every night on MLB Network.
Hey, it's the coach with the May Live Content Report. Something big is coming to MLB The Show 23 this month. Kaiju. Brave the storm with 3 new Kaiju-inspired stadiums and new...
Your play, and I mean, take your pick. The 3 straight homers on 3 straight pitches is going to be one of the big takeaways after the dust has settled on this scorecard. Trout, Drury, and Theis.
3 different pitches, fastball, cutter, curveball. 3 different pitches, 3 home runs. 3 consecutive pitches, 3 consecutive home runs on a fastball, cutter, curveball.
And once again, we got no idea about player of the game honors. There are just too many candidates on a night like tonight. 24 runs on 25 hits. The Angels' next run will set a new franchise record. They've tied it with 24 tonight. Luis Rengifo is the first to face the new pitcher as right-hander Carl Kaufman takes over on the mound for the Rockies. Rengifo making his first plate appearance tonight. Changeup misses outside, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. Rengifo batting in Drury's spot in the lineup and takes a 4-pitch walk.
Those walks keep adding up for Rengifo.
About a quick word from Jack in the box.
Yo, Jack, that a baked brownie in my munchie meal?
You know it, Snoop.
Say less.
Come on, Snoop. You got to come down to the Big A, Angel Stadium. We need to hang out.
This is not a bad night to ask for that. Here's Matt Theis. Oh, 0-1 the count to Theis with the man aboard. Another change misses down and away. Carl Kaufman was just recalled from AAA prior to Wednesday's game. He made a handful of starts with the big league team in late May. There's a bouncer back up the middle. Smothered by Castro. Pretty good play, and they do get the out on Rengifo.
Theis was looking for his 4th hit of the game. That was a real good play by Castro. Destined to go right back up the middle. Nice play to flip the glove. Force out at second.
And here's Renfroe now, who, as Gooby mentioned earlier, is sticking around. There's another knock for Hunter Renfroe. 5 for 5 with a walk.
Yeah, he's jumping up there now. It's getting close. That's an incredible game. That's a pretty good on-base percentage night.
I mean, honestly, we are just scouring through the record books on a night like tonight. Hunter Renfroe's got a crack at a 6-hit game. Maybe even more, who knows? And here's Kevin Padlow's first plate appearance tonight. The 5 hits for Hunter is a career high.
And you mix in a walk in there, too, with 4 RBIs.
Ball and a strike to count to Kevin Padlow. Padlow batting for Eduardo Escobar, the newest Angel, welcomed himself to the roster tonight by scoring 4 runs. And there's a bouncer to third. Montes to Castro and back to Montero for the double play.
It's like that. Got him, it stays fair. Everybody feel it, come around with the rhythm, it's a sound. Everybody get down when we give it to you. It's like that.
Keep up with every team on MLB Network wherever you go. Just download the MLB app, click MLB Network, and sign in with your TV provider info. Then watch MLB Network all day, every day, your way.
MLB Big Inning brings you the biggest plays of the night, live as they happen. Don't miss the ultimate baseball highlight reel. It's nonstop action on MLB Big Inning, every night on MLB.tv.
Big leaguers from 17 different countries come out to play during MLB Network's International Week. Our national pastime unites nations, cultures, and hearts alike, filled with players who bring dedication and diversity to the diamond. MLB Network celebrates this success with a week filled with the biggest moments, in-depth interviews, and unparalleled insight from TV's best baseball analysts. It's baseball without borders on International Week, starting Monday on MLB Network.
Angels baseball on Bally Sports is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Introducing Snoop's Munchie Meal, available for a limited time only at Jack in the Box. And by Spectrum One, Internet Advanced Wi-Fi and mobile for just $49.99 a month. Visit Spectrum.com. A franchise record tying 24 runs for the Halos tonight. Well, the last time Griffin Canning yielded to Colton Ingram, Colton was making his major league debut. It was Saturday in Kansas City. And he did not fare as well as he would have liked, and an opportunity for him to relieve Canning again and do so under an entirely different circumstance with a 24-0 lead. I mean, social media is ablaze. The talk radio circuits will be buzzing next week with the details of this game, individual records, franchise records. On the other side for the Rockies, futility records. They've never allowed this kind of damage before, and that's saying something considering they play in altitude. And Erica has a little bit more context on what we're witnessing tonight.
Well, the Angels have been working with some sort of bugaboo on Saturday nights. They're trying to shake that. They haven't won on a Saturday night going back to April 8th, 10-game Saturday losing streak. Now, while no lead is safe here in Denver, as we know, I think they might feel pretty safe about 24-0 in the bottom of the 7th inning right now. But again, that's kind of crazy to think, you know, Saturdays have been a little bit wild for the Halos since early April.
Yeah, that is amazing, Erica. And I remember seeing that somebody put that out on social media. It was 10 in a row. You didn't even feel like that was possible, but you feel pretty good about your chances with 24 runs of support today. That's a pretty good pitch, too. 24-0.
3 balls and 2 strikes, a full count to Nolan Jones, leading off the bottom of the 7th, and Jones lines that pitch out to right. Moniak's got it. 1 gone for Colton Ingram. You saw Ingram's minor league numbers a moment ago, and he was very good at Rocket City this year. 2.63 ERA in over 27 innings of work. Not that you want to be an all-time leader in any category with a minor league franchise, but Colton is the Trash Panda's all-time leader in games pitched and holds. We talked about his glove when we saw him pitch on Saturday in Kansas City. The number he's got stitched on there, 1,102, and that was his draft place when he came out. There were 1,101 players chosen before him. Two balls and no strikes, the count to Randall Grichuk. And there's a base hit.
It's the beauty of baseball, though. More than any other sport, you can hear and find these stories.
Well, I'd like to know, of the 1,101 players chosen before him, how many of them didn't get there?
Yeah. Guaranteed there's going to be quite a few that didn't get there. A lot of them.
A ton. Well over
probably
half.
Yeah, at least that.
Yeah. That's the guess. One out, one on now for Harold Castro. Think he's running?
No.
Look, this is an opportunity for Randall Grichuk to steal a free base. Down 24. To left and pretty well hit. Ward running out of room quickly, but circling under it to make the catch. And Taylor Ward getting some work in preparation of the Angels 5K and Fun Run presented by Lexus. It's coming to the Big A next Saturday, July 1st. Runners receive a shirt, medal, and 2 ticket vouchers. You can register now at angels.com/5K.
Yes.
Here's Eliudis Montero now. He takes a strike.
The Diamondbacks are in that weekend series. They are playing incredible baseball.
National League Rookie of the Year candidate Corbin Carroll. He's the chalk right now. People talking about Corbin Carroll making an MVP run this year. That might be a little overstated because Ronald Acuna Jr. is doing some superhuman things in Atlanta.
Yeah, he is. They were able to finally beat Cincinnati today.
It's 2 in a row. Didn't they beat him last night? I think.
No.
No, I'm lost in the fog of a.
Remember they came back.
Oh, that's right.
They came back.
Yeah, I don't know that Corbin Carroll is going to pass what Acuna's doing for MVP consideration, but it's fun to dream on it, right? A Rookie of the Year / MVP. We were talking about Fred Lynn earlier. Freddie did it in '75. Two balls and 2 strikes to Eliudis Montero. Eliudis is down in that Phil Plantier stance. And he goes down swinging, a scoreless 7th, authored by Colton Ingram.
Jeremy Peña, the world champion shortstop with movie star presencia.
Every Dominican wants to grow up and play baseball, bro.
When I was 13, I was like, the plan is to get to the big leagues.
I love seeing young Dominicans win, bro, because I'm an old Dominican.
Ya tú sabes que el dominicano que juega, todo el mundo juega pelota.
Claro.
I was just looking forward to playing again, man. This is going to be a fun year.
Salud. A la vida más linda.
Salud, hermano.
Baseball's biggest moments are live on MLB Big Inning. MLB.TV's nightly show takes you from game to game for all the grand slams, no-hitters, walk-offs, and more as they happen.
Wow, he can do it all!
Don't miss the ultimate baseball highlight reel.
This is some kind of awesome.
After your game ends, the action's just heating up on MLB Big Inning. Every night on MLB.TV.
MLB Tonight, the ultimate late-night baseball party. See the night's biggest moments, the best interviews.
We all love DJ Dan.
And cutting-edge analysis from TV's best.
This one takes the cake.
That is awesome.
MLB Tonight, late nights on MLB Network.
To nothing. Do not adjust your TV dials right there. 24-0. Our Toyota players of the game, the starters tonight. This lineup, wow, you talk about some balance, some power, and some unbelievable numbers, tying a franchise record, 24 runs. And by the way, Mickey Moniak gets played again.
You get a trophy. You get a trophy. You get a trophy.
That's unreal.
All right, so, you know, we're zeroing in on all these franchise records that could drop individual records. Mickey Moniak leading things off in the midst of a banner day. There's another potential knock. Jones knocks it down. Mickey's on his way to second with another double.
Yeah, he gets a triple if they didn't get any glove on that baseball. There was going to be a triple. So 3 doubles in a row.
5 straight hits for Moniak, including the 3-run homer.
I mean, this baseball was hit hard too, and the diving effort by Jones in right center field. If he doesn't make contact with his glove, that's going to be a triple. Moniak going Russell Westbrook triple-double here, 3 in a row.
The 2-run homer that Moniak struck in the 4th. I'm having a hard time reading my own scorecard here. And here's David Fletcher once again. Fletch has 3 hits in his return to the big league roster tonight, a homer and 5 runs batted in.
So in this game today, Renfroe 5 for 5 with a walk. Moniak's 5 for 5 with a hit by pitch.
And it looks like Renfroe's going to have the better shot just by virtue of hitting a little higher in the order to tie a franchise record for hits in a game. And that record is shared by 3 players, Garrett Anderson, Sean Figgins, and C.J. Cron. Each at different points of their Halo career had a 6-hit game.
I feel like that C.J. Cron game was in Fenway Park.
Efforting that.
Yes. Make sure we can work dead high just a little bit more.
That's another base hit for Fletch. Moniak's being held at third. Again, he represents a new franchise record as the potential 25th run of the game. We do have a new franchise hit record tonight because Fletch's was just the 28th hit of the game for the Angels.
By the way, that's the 4th hit tonight with Fletch with men in scoring position. 4 hits tonight for Fletch.
And here's Taylor Ward once again.
A chance to break the club record for runs scored in a game.
Ward making his 7th plate appearance of the night.
By the way, Shohei Ohtani is still on deck.
Wow. Yeah, let's give Shohei another chance. Because there's always some East Coast guy who's out there filling out his MVP votes. Right?
Yeah.
Give him another chance at a homer tonight. Give him another opportunity with runners on base. Let's make that stat line sizzle for the skeptics. Here's one for you too. The largest blown lead in Major League Baseball history since 1906. We're going to the pre-modern era for this nugget. Is 12.
So double right now.
And that's been done 3 times. And I don't know that. I know there was a notable Phillies comeback win at Dodger Stadium that the immortal John Kruk said afterwards, we had a better chance of finding Amelia Earhart tonight than we did of winning that game. As
only Krucky would say.
Only Krucky would say. The biggest blown lead at Coors Field has been 9. So to Erica's earlier point, I think you're safe at 24-0.
Feel pretty good.
Two balls and 2 strikes to count to Ward. 24 runs on a franchise record 28 hits. Kaufman misses inside. 3-2 now.
What a game for Mickey Moniak. So close twice to hit for the cycle. Fletch outstanding. 4 hits with runners in scoring position.
Ground ball to third. Montes to Castro, and the relay's not in time. That franchise record 25th run scores. 25-0 Angels.
Unbelievable. The smiles in that dugout. What a game for Fletch Moniak. Wow.
The 3rd RBI of the game for Taylor Ward. And now it's Ohtani. His 7th at bat of the game. A run in, 1 out, 1 on. 25-0 Angels. You know, we started talking about the franchise run record when it was 12-0.
Yeah.
Thinking, you know, who knows?
Hey, by the way, I got to say, you said it was going to be broken.
Well,
way to go.
You know.
Where's your Johnny Carson thing going right now?
The Karnak hat.
Yes.
You take a little shot every once in a while. I usually whiff with those, but it's Denver, right? It's Coors Field.
Yes.
It's the wacky and the wild. Nothing is impossible in this ballpark. Feels like the only thing missing is an Ohtani homer. There's a ground ball back up the middle. That will turn into an inning-ending double play. Not before a new franchise record is achieved. 25 runs for the Halos tonight. It's a nice steady rhythm to the games now with the pitch timer. Can't look away.
And the pitch.
And a ground ball toward the home base hit. They're going to wave him in. He is safe. A walk-off wild one. Oh, wow.
Keep keep up with every team on MLB Network wherever you go. Just download the MLB app, click MLB Network, and sign in with your TV provider info. Then watch MLB Network all day, every day, your way.
I'ma do what? That's on me. I'm a young boy, but I keep it OG. No, you can't shine if you stay low key. That's on me, on me, on me. I'ma do what? That's on me. I'm a young boy, but I keep it OG. No, you can't shine if you stay low key. That's on me, on me, on me. Didn't want that shit, but that's on me. Built the house, I got the keys. They say you can't shine if you stay low key. That's on me, on me.
Watch games and coverage all day, every day, your way on MLB Network.
I like the 13 for 24. That's a nice one. Here's Brenton Doyle with a drive that's going to get out of here.
His 6th home run of the season. That's going 426 at dead center.
Brenton Doyle's 6th of his rookie campaign. 25-1. Here's Profar now. And that'll get some action up in the Angels bullpen. No, it won't. It will not. And Ingram gets on top, rather, 0-2 now. And Brenton Doyle couldn't even really celebrate that, you know?
No.
I mean, the homer that gets you on the board in a 25-0 game. It's like, okay, take a couple high fives and, you know, nice job. That's all.
You hear from Bud Black saying this way to battle all the way through. It's tough, you know, in a game like this, not to lose focus, but focus enough to be able to hit the ball that far to center field. That's an impressive swing for a young player.
What that homer does do is it prevents the Angels from enjoying what could have been the largest shutout in the modern era. That was 22-0 when Cleveland beat the Yankees in 2004. Wow.
Wow, look at that. Philadelphia Quakers.
What are we doing? We're going back to the Providence Grays and the Philly Quakers.
The Go Quakers.
There's Ezequiel Tovar now. A run in, one away, bases empty here in the bottom half of the 8th. I mean, there's still some intrigue tonight. I would love to think that maybe Hunter Renfroe could get a shot at another at-bat, a 7th at-bat, to give him his 6th hit. And that would give him a piece of franchise history.
I think he's liking first base tonight. Back-to-back strikeouts for Ingram after the home run. 3 strikeouts now tonight for him. Turned a nice double play, a 3-6-1 double play early in the game for Hunter Renfroe. I think that was a little bit ago.
And here's Coco Montes now. Fly to left in his first at bat, just missed a homer, making another bid on a drive to left, and that one's going to rattle around in the corner. Coco Montes having a nice little series. He had 3 hits yesterday. A double for him here in the 8th inning tonight. Do you think the players are aware of the franchise record at this point?
Yeah.
Somebody had to.
No, somebody had to say something to him.
Yeah.
No doubt. Tell by that reaction when that run came across there.
0-1 to Jorge Alfaro.
Always love to be part of history, team history.
Chopper. Fletch got him.
So good, Fletch. What a game, all-around game for David Fletcher tonight.
It's the Modern Baseball Show for the modern baseball fan. Off Base, with interviews and coverage of baseball's hottest stars.
I've done a couple interviews in my life. This probably is the most fun I've ever been a part of.
Only on MLB Network.
Whether it's the first time they put on a glove, had a catch, or took their first T-ball swing, every hero has an origin story. The 2023 MLB Draft Combine, an exclusive look at the game's next prodigies, phenoms, and all-star sensations, leading up to the 2023 MLB Player Draft. Who's got the stuff to be baseball's next hero? The MLB 2023 Draft Combine. Live coverage from Chase Field, only on MLB Network.
Sunday, on the next episode of MLB's Carded. Join Greg Amsinger for a look at all things cardboard. From vintage to modern, we've got it covered. MLB's Carded. Sunday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network.
Slow it down, get your pitch, and do some damage. Well, a little bit of damage done tonight. 25 runs scored by the Halos, a franchise record. Talk about slowing it down. Number 3 pitches, 3 home runs in a row. 5 home runs in the game.
Yeah, at that point it was 5-0 in the top of the 3rd, and nobody was taking a 5-run lead in the 3rd inning for granted. But lo and behold, the Angels add 20 more. And I think they're in pretty good shape tonight. Andrew Velasquez leads things off in the 9th. Into center field. And Doyle runs it down.
The interesting thing in this game, Matty, is no position player has been used on the mound.
Yeah, I would have lost that bet. There's Rengifo now. Did not start in the lineup tonight. He's batting in Drury's spot in the lineup. I mean, we weren't even through 3 complete innings tonight. We weren't through 3 innings, and every Angels starter had a hit and an RBI. That's ridiculous.
I almost feel like that would be impossible.
2-way here in the 9th. Matt Thaiss has had a nice night.
Made that
3
rock
hits.
a little bit there, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, way to go.
I mean, a little unintentional.
You're a poet.
Nipsey Russell moment. Matt has homered, has an RBI single, 3 hits tonight. He has scored 3 of the 25 runs. Who's behind the plate tomorrow? Who receives Tyler Anderson?
I'm going with Chad Wallach.
Back to Chad Wallach, lefty starter for the Rockies. Yeah, got it.
Even though this researcher looking ahead, left-handed batters have really hit him well. Number batting average of .393 with 6 home runs allowed. The lefties against him. Reverse splits.
2 balls and 2 strikes. The count to Matt Thaiss.
Took a great play by Castro at second base to prevent Thaiss from having an even bigger game with an opportunity to be able to get 5 hits himself.
High fly ball for Doyle. First time the Angels have been retired in order all night. Colorado needs 24 to tie it. We go to the bottom of the ninth.
Keep up with every team on MLB Network wherever you go. Just download the MLB app, click MLB Network, and sign in with your TV provider info. Then watch MLB Network all day, every day, your way.
Hi, I'm J.P. Crawford, shortstop with the Seattle Mariners.
J.P. Crawford flexes his muscles.
I love my experience competing in the pitch, hit, and run when I was a kid. It helped me believe in my skills as a player.
The 1-2 on the way to J.P. And the Mariners win it!
Go show yourself what you're made of and make your way to the national finals at the World Series. Sign up for a free competition near you at pitchhitandrun.com.
You want highlights? Quick Pitch has you covered.
Things are heating up.
Packing all today's biggest plays into one lightning fast hour.
Oh my goodness, what a play!
Every game. Every night.
Swing and a miss!
Every highlight that makes the headlines.
Are you kidding me?
We live today, preview tomorrow.
The quickest way to catch up on all the action? We've got you covered.
On Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings, only on MLB Network.
An Angels shirt. Welcome to Oral. Good to see you, Oral. Glad we finally got you over to our side. The MLB Ballpark app will complete your next visit to Angel Stadium. Buy and manage game tickets, redeem offers, access exclusive content, and more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. Does Joe Davis know you're here, Oral? How about some context on what we've seen tonight? A historic night for Angels baseball here in Denver. And one last arm will try to bring it home as Tucker Davidson will try to finish out the last of the ninth, stake to a 24-run lead. Popped him up. And, oh man, that's a pretty nice try by Kevin Padlo, who was deep at third.
He had to cover a ton of ground, almost made an unbelievable play.
Yeah. Oh, 0-2 the count to Nolan Jones. Got him. So, all right, here's the context that we promised on this historic night in Denver. 13 runs were scored in the third. That ties the most in any inning in franchise history. 23 runs through 5 innings, the most in any game since 1974. Franchise records for runs and hits. Hunter Renfroe and Mickey Moniak each enjoying career highs with 5 hits apiece.
Wow. That's an unbelievable night. This is an unbelievable night, fun night to be part of.
There are other records tied, individual ones as well. Brandon Drury ties a career RBI high with 4. Fletch ties a career RBI high with 5. Griffin Canning is in line for his 6th win. I think we can salt that one away. That would be a career high for him. And we're in mid-June, by the way.
Boy, is he on the roll. 4-0 now in his last 6 starts, and ERA low 2s.
The 24-run differential tonight is one of the highest in any game in the modern era. Hey, Fletch gets all the way back there in shallow left to make a very good play.
He is everywhere tonight, Fletch. By the way, how much fun on the bus when you see Fletch going on there and the smile on Shohei Ohtani's face with Fletch being back.
Yeah, those two guys are fast friends, and
yes.
Shohei was thrilled to see his buddy back on the bus.
Yes.
Here's Harold Castro now with 2 gone. Back in 2007, the Texas Rangers beat the Baltimore Orioles 30-3, and that stands as the biggest run differential in a game in the modern era. 27 runs. 24 runs tonight in this 25-1 lead is tied for the 3rd highest run differential in any game in the modern era. The Rockies are down to their last strike. That's going to do it. A historic night for the Los Angeles Angels in Denver tonight. A 25-1 victory.
That is absolutely incredible. Record numbers for runs scored, hits in a game. Moniak, what a game. Just shy a couple times for hitting for the cycle with 3 doubles, home run, and a single. To Renfroe, what a game. How about back-to-back home runs on 3 pitches? Matty Theis, a great job behind the plate and swinging the bat. What a game. Historic game for the Halos tonight.
Individual records, long-standing franchise records. Started with the 3 homers on 3 straight pitches in the 3rd. And I mean, what more can you say that you can't assume by looking at the line score tonight? A literal offensive explosion by the Angels. And the game was still played in under 3 hours.
I love the new rules.
Oh, thank goodness.
Unreal. Absolutely unreal game. I mean, Maria's going, wow, what an offensive explosion today. Eduardo Escobar, great job coming on board for Halo Nation.
What a night to be an Angel. Erica standing by with Mickey Moniak.
All right, thanks very much, Mickey. That was quite a ball game. Historic night as far as runs and hits in this ball game. Take us inside the dugout when all of the scoring was happening. What was the vibe down there?
It was fun. You know, we were putting together good at-bats, and, you know, that's kind of just what we do as a team. And, you know, today was just one of those days where I guess everyone was feeling good, and you know, we're getting the right pitches to hit and being able to capitalize on them.
You had a historic night, 5 hits tonight, but that last run you scored, that's going down in the history books forever. The 25th run scored in a game, history forever with your name on it.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. Haas did mention it when I got to third base, so, you know, I knew we had 2 chances at it, and I knew Wardo was going to get it done, so. Yeah, to be a part of that is pretty special.
I saw your teammates in the dugout laughing at you after you tripped around in first base. Were you hoping that you were getting the triple to complete the cycle?
Oh, I was going 3 out of the box, and I got a little too excited and decided to. I don't know if I tripped over my feet or the base or what it was, but we'll have to go back and look. But it is what it is, and yeah. Halos win.
You'll get a cycle another night for sure. Last one for you in a night where, you know, this ballpark, anything can happen. Maybe something lost in the shuffle was how good Griffin Canning was. 6 shutout innings for him.
Oh, absolutely. Griff's been solid. You know, his past 5 starts, 6 starts. I mean, he's been great for us. And, yeah, I mean, it definitely helps the offense when he's going out there putting up zeros and getting us back in the dugout to go hit. So, Hats off to Griff today. That was unbelievable. Colt coming in and then Tuck shutting it down. So that was a big team win.
Hats off to all of you. Thanks for the time. Nice job.
Yep, thank you.
All right, guys.
Well, so much to dig into tonight. There's going to be a lot said and a lot written about this game. A historic night of Angels baseball concludes with new franchise records for runs and hits in a game. For Mark Gubazon, Erica Weston, Matt Vasgersian, thanking you for watching. Patrick O'Neill and Denny Hocking have a lot to talk about on Angels Live coming up next.